Oh, hello there. Hello. Good evening. Right. I'm doing my typical have I remembered everything moment. There we go. You might be able to hear me better now. I've actually moved my microphone. Hello. Hello. How are we all, folks? Are you all right? Right. Let me make sure I've got everything in order. I don't know why. I've got that sense that I've forgotten to do something, even though I've got no idea what it is. Do you know what? You know when you have that like sixth sense, like you've forgotten something? Maybe I left my brain in bed this morning or something. I don't know. Right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's jump in. Hello. Good to see you. How are we, friends? Happy Tuesday. It feels like a Monday. It does not feel like a Tuesday. It really does not. It really does not feel like a Tuesday today. It feels like a total Monday because I had yesterday off. It felt like yesterday was Sunday and today should be Monday. I'm probably going to like forget to go to badminton training tomorrow or something. I knew somebody was going to call. I was waiting to see. I was waiting to see how long it would take before somebody called out the hoodie choice with the aircraft choice today. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Good to see you all. Let me go and say some hellos straight off the bat to get the day started. Lilo was the first one in today. Hello, Lilo. Fat Boy Fat is here. Mac is here. Passer over on the YouTube is here. Sharper is here. Kieran, hello. Robert Trader, Storm Chaser is here. Hello, hello. Joey Chris is here. New Spawns is here. Giggly Otty is here on the YouTube. Hello, friends. Riley, how you doing? Craig, good evening. Taz, good evening. Roberticus, good evening. Epic Nobody, good evening. Kenworth, good afternoon. Ian is here as well. Ian, I was in amongst meetings, but I managed to lurk away for your landing into where was it? Vega. I seem to go right down the. I've never done it. I've never done the approach into Vega from the opposite end, like going down the valley. But it looked awesome. I managed to see the landing there. It seems like you did a grand job of it, mate. Hello, Ian. Though, good to see you. Hope you had a good stream earlier, mate. I'm sorry that I couldn't come and say hello. I was, as I say, in amongst meetings and things. Who else have we got? Louty Matt as well is here. Hello, good to see you. Johan's here on the from South Africa tuning in on the YouTube. Hello, hello, hello. Who else have we got? Who else have I said hello to? Amanda's on YouTube. Howdy, everyone. How you doing? Good to see you. Jensen is here. Good evening. Hello. Cans is here. Cans, that's a really weird coincidence. Literally earlier on today, I was looking up to see if it was possible to get the Black Squared TBM 850 in 24. I swear to you. So, yeah. Uziel's here on the YouTube as well. Hello. If it's Boeing, I ain't going. Oh, is that what it is today? Finish your first Jedi. Oh, nice, Captain Jim. Hope it went well. Stefan's here, greeting all the way from South Africa. Love it. I love it how we get locals tune in when we go to particular places in the world. It's awesome. It really is. Incarnate, hello. Very well here. How are you doing today? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Everybody's discussing the Delta incident at Toronto. That was wild to wake up to this morning and see that news. Absolutely awful. Thank God nobody was killed. But yes, pretty crazy. The video that's come out today of like that aircraft that was holding short, and then you actually like see it in full force. Oh my God. No casualties? No, there were definitely casualties. There were no fatalities. There's a difference between the two. But there were definitely casualties. I think one of them was even airlifted back out again. So, no, there were definitely casualties. But no fatalities. Electrolyte as well is here. Hello, good to see you. How we doing? No worries, Chris. No worries, mate. Enjoy Helldivers. Never played that, I'll admit. Good to see you all. Hope we're all right. Hope we all had a nice day today. It feels like I should be saying, I hope we all had a nice weekend. That's what I'm tempted to say with the fact that I feel like it's a Tuesday, not Monday. I'd love to know how passport control is handled when you're airlifted to a hospital. I somehow think that passport control is the least of their worries, mate. Yeah, somehow a sneaking suspicion would make me think that that's probably the least of their priorities. Maybe, I don't know. Luckily, there was a medevac helicopter in the area that stopped to assist. Really? Wow. Yeah. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Anyway, as is normal for us on the stream here, normal protocol applies with these kind of things. Even though there were no fatalities, you know, it's obviously a pretty horrific event. So, as always, remaining respectful is hugely important, I think. We got a sub, Kieran. Hey, thank you for the 11 months with the Prime. Hello. Thank you very much indeed. I appreciate you, mate. Thank you for the 11-month Prime sub to get things kicked off for the week. Well, for the Tuesday. We did do a stream yesterday. But thank you, mate. Thank you. After seeing the new chase plane video, it's a no-go. Oh, really? Have they got a video out? Oh, we'll have to watch it. And Captain Chaos then, second sub, 2 rolling in quick succession. Thank you for the 82 months. Hey, thank you both of you. Hello. Thank you. Good evening. I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I'm all right. I've had it was a long weekend for me. I finished work early on Friday to go out to a gig. And then obviously I had Saturday and Sunday off work. And then yesterday was a Microsoft holiday. So I had the day off of work yesterday. So I had quite a lot to come back to today. But it was fine. It was a nice work day. It went pretty quickly. And now here we are ready to fly. So yeah, it's not exactly the most imaginative route today. But I was really in the mood to fly to in South Africa today. And I was in the mood to go to Johannesburg. So here we are. Aaron, hello. How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome in. Good to see everybody. Those of you who are tuning in, it's lovely to see you all. Thank you for taking time out your day to watch. How's everybody's day been? Anything exciting happen? Any positive news? I know we're all talking about the Delta CRJ incident, but any positive news? Any exciting things going on? We're a day closer to whenever the A350 is launching. I still don't know exactly. Well, none of us know exactly when it is launching. But we're another day closer to the A350 being here. So I cannot wait for it now. I'm getting antsy. Oh my god, who requested this? I haven't heard this song for a long time. Chaz is here as well. Hello, good to see you. Got your theory test tomorrow, mate. It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be good. I'm sure you will do absolutely spot on, mate. Squash some nasty bugs in our software product. Nice. PMDG said that the 200ER is in beta testing. Nice. And they said the aircraft goes in more depth, but it will probably get overshadowed by the A350. Well, it depends if they decide to release it at the same time, I guess. But yeah, it's exciting that the 200ER's on its way for sure. Pilot Pro, hello. How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome, mate. Hello. Keep up the good work and try to stream more often. Huh? I stream 4 days a week on top of a full-time job every week. What do you mean? Purple Ball, hello, how you doing? Oh, you left your phone on the bus. Have they got it, though? Have they found it, or has somebody nicked it? Hopefully nobody's nicked it. But your F4 single Caesar experience. Oh, that's exciting, Mike. He wants me to stream 24/7. Yeah, screw sleeping. It's not like I already do 13-hour days. Screw sleeping. No sleep for me. Treble Snooker, hello, how you doing? Just got yourself a new wheel. Nice. He's going to buy me the pedals. Awesome. Oh, well, that's exciting. Well, there we go. Yeah, 34. Yeah, I just got to do a complete... I just got to do sleep streams. I just got to stream sleeping. That's what it is, I think. Anyway, hello, folks. Good to see you all. Welcome in. We're just doing the one flight today because I wasn't... it was weird. I wasn't in the mood to do like a super long flight, but I also wasn't in the mood to do like 2 short flights. But yeah. Pilot Pro, who tells me I need to stream more. Thank you for the 10 months. Thank you. 8 hours of snoring stream. I do not snore. Becca's the snorer out of the two of us, believe it or not. Oh, that was... Oh. Oh. Okay, thank you. Well, yeah. I guess I will try to stream more often than the 4 days a week that I already do. Thank you. Do you know your dad at one point? I did know that, Jim. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he came in and told us. I would have thought I remembered that. Thank you very much, Pilot Pro, for the tier 1 for 3 months. Thank you, mate. Yeah, what sleep. Oliver's here as well. Thanks for visiting my hometown. Hello, good to see you. Yeah, I was kind of struggling today on what I kind of wanted to do, what I wanted to fly, what aircraft I wanted to fly. I'm trying to get in as much variety as possible at the moment, just because obviously when the A350 does come out, it's going to be A350 madness, and we're going to be flying the A350 until we get sick of it, which I don't think will ever happen. So I'm trying to get in as much variety as possible. And I was just having to think around, having a look, seeing what kind of scenery choices we've got. And I realised that I hadn't yet flown to the InnyBuilds Joburg premium update for 2024. So InnyBuilds have got like a specific 2024 version of their Johannesburg scenery, and I'd not flown there yet in 2024. Not that I can remember anyway. So I thought, perfect, let's do that. So I was having a look, a couple of options, and I just kind of settled on a relatively nice, simple one. We've done this the other way round. We've done Joburg to Cape Town. We did it not that long ago, actually. But we've not done Cape Town to Joburg. So I thought, you know what, screw it, let's do it the other way around. And there's the potential for some interesting weather as well. Johannesburg earlier on had some pretty dreary weather, so it could get interesting up there. Let me grab the sub. Hey, Mason, thank you for 42 months. Hello. It's the 4th sub of the day. Thank you, Mason. 42 months. That's 3.5 years. No message, but a tier 1. Thank you. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Thank you. A350 flight request. Oh, God. Heathrow to Gatwick and back. Oh, my God. Yeah, so I just kind of set myself on this. It's not the longest flight in the world. It's nothing crazy, but it should be a nice one. We've not done a flight in South Africa in MSFS 2024 yet, and I've only ever really done arrivals into Cape Town. I never really departed here much, and we've not done a Joburg landing for a little while, so I thought we'd do it in the Phoenix. What could go wrong? Bad weather at high elevation, landing in the Phoenix, which I really struggle with the flare logic in. What more could we want on a Tuesday evening stream? Yeah, JFK Singapore, first flight, that's it, yeah. And I'll just sit in the flight deck for the whole thing. That's it. And I attended the same college. Oh, that's awesome, Jim. That's really cool. We had a lot of rain recently, and it's very welcome. Yeah, it was interesting spawning into Johannesburg and just the weather being disgusting. And I was like, oh, that's interesting here. I'd never seen it before. Oh, it's a 5th sub. Mike, hello, 3 months. Hello. Thank you. Let's go. Thank you very much for the 3 months, mate. A quarter of a year and getting us kicked off. Mike's excited for the flight today. So am I, actually. I am looking forward to this one. As I said, I struggled to find something that I wanted to do today. But once I picked it, I was like, yeah, you know what? Actually, that is just a solid flight. It's not the longest flight in the world, but it is a solid flight. So there we go. Oslo, Copenhagen first flight, a typical Scandinavian training route. I would have thought our first flight would be a delivery flight out of Toulouse, but I've said it before quite a few times. With the A350, quite frankly, I don't know what my first flight is going to be with it yet. I don't know. I've not decided. It kind of depends what I see other people doing as well. Ankashov's here on the Twitch as well. Oliver on TikTok. Hello. Yeah, it went really well, actually. Yeah, we managed to do the landing. If you head to my YouTube or my Twitch, Oliver, you'll be able to see the video back. But yeah, we did the landing in the 777, went fine. So let's find the flight for today. Here it is. This is what we're doing. So kicking off a Tuesday evening stream as South African Airways flight 316 from Cape Town to Johannesburg, as I say, which is operated by about 8 million different airlines, I think. But South African Airways do it in the A320, so keeping it simple today. I've just realised, am I in are these IAEs or are these CFMs? They look like IAEs, don't they? Those are IAEs. I might need to very quickly redo the flight plan because I've planned it in CFMs. Let me just do that super quickly and then we'll get going. I'm a silly boy. I planned it with CFMs. So let me just change that quickly and then we'll get it going. I shouldn't need to refile it on VATSIM or anything like that. I'm literally just going to change the engine type. And then we'll get things going. So we're just going to do the IAE non-sharklets today. Cool. There we go. And then we'll get into the sim and get kicking. Downloaded some scenery for Antarctica. Nice. Oh, that's a good idea. Cool. So I don't need to pre-file it or send it anywhere else. I'll keep the sim brief OFP up here so we can have a read of it, but that should be fine. Good. Right, let's get going then. Let's get into the sim, shall we? Let's get it started. Why not? Let's get it started. There we go. I've gone with an early morning flight today. I just kind of fancied a little bit of interesting colours in the sky. I spawned in and it was quite nice just after like sunset kind of picture. And I was like, oh, I could keep it live time, but I thought we'd go early morning. So you can see the absolutely beautiful atmospherics around this region of the world. It just looks gorgeous. But yeah, the weather down here in Cape Town looks in good stead. Although, as I say, Joburg looked a little bit interesting. That's for sure. So scenery. This is actually completely default. For those of you who don't know, when MSFS 2024 came out, all of the handcrafted airports that you got in MSFS 2020 were given a pass by Gaia Simulations. So Gaia Simulations went through every single one of the default airports that came out in 2020 and basically upgraded them. So this is completely default scenery. Not a single add-on bit of scenery in this. All of this is completely default. It's not even the freeware mod that you could get for the 2020 scenery. It's just completely default Cape Town. And you know what? It does the job for me. Does the job for me. It's not by any means perfect, but I've got ground markings. I've got a nice looking terminal building. I've got a runway. I've got some night lighting. I've got a jetway. I've got some ground clutter. Yeah. Do the job for me. So that's what we're using for the departure. And then, as I mentioned, we've got the Inibuilds Premium 2024 Johannesburg scenery, which I've not flown to yet in 2024. So I'm looking forward to that. Aircraft, of course, we're in the Fenix today. We're in Zulu Sierra, Sierra Zulu Juliet for the reg today. In this beautiful paint scheme, the Springbok paint scheme. So there we go. This was a premium or premium deluxe in 2020. Yeah, that's a point. I don't know whether you will get this scenery if you just get the standard edition of 2024 or whether you'll need the like premium or premium deluxe of 2024. That's actually a very, very, very good question. The only scenery that wasn't done by... Holy shit! Oh my god, I just had a heart attack. Oh my lord above, that was loud. I don't know if that was as loud for you as it was for me, but holy moly, that went straight through my brain. Oh my god. Ishiku, hello! Please cure me from that heart scare. Oh my goodness gracious. I'll be joining you this flight, just getting all your scenery. Nice. Ishiku, thank you, 8 months. Hello. Did that scare you all, or was it just me? I don't know if it was as loud for you as it was for me, but my god, that was so loud in my ears. It's a point. I should probably turn down the audio levels of AI traffic, shouldn't I? Ishiku, thank you for 26 months. Absolute legend. Love you, buddy. I hope... sorry, for 8 months even. Sorry, I read the wrong one. Thank you. Wait, no, that is... Wait, I'm confused. My thing on here says 26 months with Prime, but then I look over on my chat thing and it says 8 months. Is it 8 months in a row, but then 26 months in total? I think it's 26 months. Ishiku, we're going with 26 months, which is what I'm pretty sure it must be. Thank you very much. Yeah, okay, right. It's 26 months with an 8-month streak. Right. That's what it is. I was getting told 2 different things in different places. Goodness gracious. Thank you very much for the 26 months, Ishiku. Dude, that's very, very, very much appreciated, mate. My lucky number, that is. Right. Yeah, so let's get into the aircraft. Now, before we get started, I had a small issue earlier on. I spawned into the scenery and I got the Tobii eye tracker and I mispressed the button to stop my Tobii eye tracker from tracking and I pressed F10 and suddenly my aircraft went absolutely careering through the terminal building and like over the other side of the airport and started doing flips. So part of me was very glad that I wasn't on stream. I won't lie, I feel like my performance is incredibly stuttery over the last few days for no apparent reason. Not too sure why. See you later, Jim. Have a good day, mate. Right, let's go and start to get things ready. So, we've got this incorrectly set. So, if I put it as 04, we're going as. So, if I put that there, that should be perfect. Cool. Mass and balance, we'll go and load the aircraft. We'll do GSX boarding and refueling, as we always do. I've not got the latest version of the GSX, but I don't think that's a problem. Yeah, I feel like my sim is just... I don't know. It probably looks smooth for you folks, but it does not feel it for me, and I don't know why. Let's go and have a look at the flight plan, and then we'll go and start setting up the aircraft. I think it shouldn't take us too long to get going. Hey, Josh, how you doing? Enjoying a flight to Las Vegas. Very nice. Give it a go with the A320 rotation. Nice. Good evening, Becca. Hello. Right, let's have a look. So we are South African Airways flight 316 today, call sign Springbok 316, of course, on the 18th of Feb. As we say, from Cape Town to Joburg. Ignore the reg, I forgot to change it. Zero fuel weight, 54.6, just shy of 54.7 tons coming on board with us today. Takeoff weight is 61.6, landing at about 57.6. Cruising flight level 370 today. Not a very long flight time, an hour and 40 minutes. So not the longest flight on stream today. I hope you guys don't mind. But of course, there will be plenty of streaming to make up for it with the A350 launch when that happens. 4 tons of fuel, so that's going to use. We are going to take about 7.2 today. So that should be fine. Departing runway 19 is what we expect. Although I need to check the ATIS here if there is one. And we're departing out via Tetan. And then in via Nibex for expecting a 03 right arrival. But again, we'll double check that when we get there later. 112 passengers, so not exactly busy on this one coming on board today's flight. And only 1.7 tons of cargo. So that is us. Hey, Mason, thank you for the follow on TikTok. And not Drake, him, thank you for the 20 roses on TikTok. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Phil, hello. How you doing? Good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Another St. Kitts moment. It was absolutely that. I just clicked F10 and I don't know what that was, but it went and yeah, it went everywhere. It wasn't my finest moment. Cool. So, let's start to... Oh, why does my sim just feel so, like, lag? It just feels really, like, micro stuttery. It does not feel smooth at all. Oh, my God. Drake is going wild with roses on TikTok. It's literally filled up my chat. Thank you very much. I've taken away the dev mode thing as well, so I can't really see. Am I using frame gen? Yeah, I am. Yeah. It's not like those horrible stutter things that we got the other day, but it doesn't feel smooth. It will look fine on the stream, but yeah. Right, fuel pumps can go on. IRS is already in the nav position. We'll put the seatbelt signs on once fueling is complete, and apart from that, we can leave it as is. Ugh, yeah, it feels horrible. Whenever I like switch views and stuff, weird. Constraints on this side, VOR needles, and then airports on the other side. Ignore the thing with the flaps. I think I had it in the flap 1 position when I spawned in and had to change it. We've got some ATC. 121.9 is ground. Thank you for all these roses on TikTok. Thank you. Can I have a bath and eat tiramisu? Oh, okay, bye. You. So 1219er and then 1181. Had the same problem after turning off the frame gen. The problem was gone. I refuse to fly without frame generation. If I fly without frame generation, I instantly get half the FPS, and that's not acceptable in my books. So yeah. Right. Integrated lights on there. I still feel like the Fenix A320 has some issues with exposure levels in Sim Update 1 Beta. Every other aircraft I don't think I get the same issues with, but I do with the Phoenix still. Right, so I'm not listening to ATC yet, but I've got that there. Let's go and have a look at the weather. So, oh, that's not a good sign. Is live weather down? Oh, that's really not a good sign. Let's go and check this. Oh, Oh. Well, this should be an interesting flight. SA has no weather service IRL. It's broken. Well, we can't do this flight then. I don't know if the controllers will know it. There's no ATIS. We can't really fly in somewhere where we don't know what the weather is. Can I find it online somewhere and just hope that the Sim's got that? Brilliant. Great. Great. I swear I looked up Johannesburg earlier and there was a METAR. Oh. You should pick up lossless scaling. I can't, mate. I use a dual PC setup. It doesn't work over 2 PCs. It won't work. Well then. I don't even know. Meteo Blue. Let's have a look. See on here. 8 Town. Hey Lee, thank you for 90 months. Thank you. Yeah, that was issued on the 26th, that METAR, so that's not now. That was on my birthday. Thank you, Lee, 90 months. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, well, thank you, mate. That's very kind of you for keeping the sub going. Dude, that means the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well... I mean, this says IFR with like 700 feet ceiling. That's FYOG. Where's that? And it says overcast at 700 feet. I don't quite think that's... The METAR station used is 633 kilometers away. Yeah, well, I can't really use that, can I? The METAR station used is 633 kilometers away from the airport. Lee, thank you so much, mate. I appreciate you a lot. Well, I don't really... I swear I got a METAR earlier on for Joburg. I know I did because I spawned in and the weather was absolutely garbage. And, so I looked at the METAR online and I saw it. Well, I think we might be scuppered on that, chat. If we've not got any weather, I don't really know how I can do the flight. I know that sounds weird, but, well, yeah. I've never seen this as well. I don't really know how this is handled. If we can't get the right QNH in the sim, then... And it doesn't... I don't think there's going to be any weather, like... Well, there's clouds, but, like... I've got no idea what the actual weather is. I don't suppose pressing B will do anything. Well, that's giving me a QNH of 1014, but I've got no idea if that's actually correct or not. And there's no ATIS, so I don't think they've got anything on that sim either. Yeah, I've never had this before. You could go old school and match up the QNH with the altimeter. Well, I don't know what the elevation should be here. What should the elevation be? I mean, even then, it's still not... We've got to do it at Joburg as well. If the METAR isn't working, the sim will be using Meteo Blue weather. I mean, I don't think Meteo Blue's got anything on its website. Aerodrome elevation is 151 feet, but we can't see it, like, accurately for that. You know, like... You would say that then about that is correct. Aviation guy, thank you for the follow. On the TikTok, thank you. I don't really know what to do here, chat. I won't lie to you. I'm a little bit scuppered with this one. I've never had this before, apart from when there's like an actual outage in the sim, and then I would just, well, I wouldn't be flying. I've never flown somewhere that's actually had like a local weather outage, because obviously that's then going to affect what the sim picks up. Sunrise looks beautiful, at least. ATS, no, I don't have any of that set up. Webcams on windy. What would the webcams show? Oh, this is a real shame. Yeah. Tori, thanks for the follow on the TikTok. Thank you. I really don't know what to do here. I'm like in two minds. I'm like, do we just continue on anyway or what? What's this picture? Why has it done a Google search for it? Just copy the link, you stupid thing. COD or some shooter? Nah. Long-term TAFs issued. Oh dear. South Africa Weather Service. Yeah, so it sounds like a bit of a mess then. But this has got like Prop 40 stuff. 180 degrees at 25 knots. But there's no QNH information or anything. It doesn't help that the weather is also pretty bad today. If it's Prop 40, it's most likely going to happen. Isn't Prop 40 probability 40%? Windy is showing 1014. Yeah, that's what my sim's got. Like, when I press B, it goes 1014. Should we just bugger it and go with it and see what happens? I don't know what I'm going to put in for the takeoff performance. We might just have to toga it. Found this online. That's from 1200 Zulu, though. Did you just see the sun come over the horizon, by the way? Oh my god. And the mountains, that looks insane. Alright, well, I'm just going to go with it. I don't even know what I'm going to put in, but we'll just go with it and see what happens. It could be interesting. I've got no idea what we're going to do for like the QNH into Joburg and how that's going to work, but yeah. Ground controller just said the QNH is 1012. Well, that makes things even more confusing. If the ground controller says the QNH is 1012, that's well below the airport elevation. That's not what we've got in the sim. My sim is definitely not 1012. That's showing about 80 feet there, but it should be 150. If I press B, it's more in that region. This is a mess. I just wanted to do a nice quick flight. Oh my god. This is not ideal, no. Well, yes. We'll see if we get wind when we're in the air. If we get no wind, then yeah, well. Thank you very much for the sub, Buddha Soldier. Thank you. 2 months. Thank you very much indeed. That's very kind of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. Welcome back with the 2 months. Thank you. Well, I think we've got our final load sheet because we've been sitting here for so long faffing, but who cares? Right, 31.2. I'm still getting these random, like these, like the sim just does not feel smooth. I don't get where this has come from. Nothing has changed in the sim, but it just feels really unsmooth recently. I wonder if I go into windowed mode, whether it's any better. I wonder if it's to do with the graphics drivers, you know. That feels smoother for me. That feels a lot smoother, in fact. Alright, well, I guess I'm playing in windowed mode. So, we're on a Tetan 1 Alpha from runway 19, if I'm not mistaken. And then, well, we'll worry about Joburg later. Right, okay. Well, yes. So let's add that in, and then let's add this in as well for the charts. Got no idea about transition altitude or anything out of here. Transition altitude is 7,500. Okay, we'll see what ATC gives us.
To the executive jet stand, thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Charlie Bravo to the executive. Victor Quip Bravo 60.
So what's standard one? Alpha 6. Ground, good evening. Springbok 316 A320 on stand Alpha 6. We're aware of the weather situation, shall we call it. Request IFR clearance, please, to Joburg.
Springbok 316 Cape Town ground, hello, you're cleared from Cape Town to Johannesburg, flight level 370 on request. After departure, runway 19 and non-standard maintain on a track.
Okay.
Initial climb, flight level 990, departure frequency of 9122.8, squawk 4777.
Okay, Springbok 316 cleared to Johannesburg, flight level 370, non-standard departure after departing runway 19, maintain runway track. Initial climb, flight level 90, departure offline, squawk 4777.
Springbok 316, feedback is correct, call next question start.
I'm not too sure how we're meant to do a non-standard departure with maintaining runway track, but then go to Unicom. I think I will most likely just follow the SID. Because there's no ATC to guide us otherwise. So yeah. Tetan 1 Bravo is pretty much that. Is that what we've got? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh, I've got the Tetan 1 Alpha. Oh, no. Oh, Tetan 1 Bravo is this one, isn't it? I've gone the Tetan 1 Alpha, I think. Oh. Oh, I thought going windowed mode might fix those stutters, and it hasn't. Oh, I don't know what's going on with the sim and why it's all messed up. Just direct when the space allows. Well, I'm more worried about the terrain that's off in that direction. I'm more worried about the terrain, I think. Priest, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Who does the air traffic control voices? Yes, we're flying on the VATSIM network. Good, right. Well, I guess for... Well, I guess for departure, like, departure performance, I don't even know what we're going to put in. Because we can't get any, we've not got any data. I can put in the TAT. And I can put in what I think the QNH is, but I've got no idea what the winds are. Nice England, Dave. Wind is not valid. I'm just going to put 0/0. I'm just going to put variable at 0. I think. Oh, let's sync that.
My apologies.
Do 5 up to the tail for a safety factor? Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. So what should I do? Do you reckon like do 010 degrees at 5? Something like that. Just as a, even though I don't think it is. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. So that's giving us flap 2, flex 67, 138, 140, 143. 138, 140, 143, 7,500. I think I'm going to do thrust acceleration at 3,150 just because of the terrain. And then we're good there, cool. And then we'll get the wind request in. And then we should be ready to go. It's fine. This just gives us some redundancy, doesn't it? My sim.
Departure frequency now with Cape Town approach 109.7.
Oh, nice. ATC's on. What? Approach is online. Oh, well, there we go. That answers our question then about the departure. Cool. So 119.7. So we've got tower on at 18.1 and then 119.7 for depart. Oh, great. Well, there we go. As I say, that answers our question, chat. ATC's around. Good. So we'll just maintain runway heading, which today is going to be... Let's make sure that we get that then so that we know what we're actually going to be doing.
Cape Town ground, very good evening.
So we're just going to follow a heading of 191.
Welcome to Cape Town, taxi via Charlie.
I don't know why I've scrolled that.
Bay Alpha 3 via Charlie and Bravo.
I'm really worried about this stuttering, like in the sim, this like micro stuttering that I've got. I've never had it before, and now all of a sudden, the last few days, I feel like it's just here and it won't go away. It's really weird. People say to use lossless scaling, but unfortunately, I can't use lossless scaling because I use a streaming PC, and so it won't, for some reason the software just doesn't work when you've got like a capture card kind of thing there. So yeah. Should be well above the terrain by the turn, yeah. Cool. This is so weird. I've never like had this before. What am I doing? I'm clicking random buttons. There we go. So that's fine. We don't need to worry about that. I'm not gonna. That's the prelim load sheet, so we don't need to accept that because we've already done the final one. Good. Right. So CDU is. See, now it feels. Then it feels smooth again. Really weird. Anyway. Do you know how to fix HDMI ports that stop working? No, mate. Not a clue. Not a clue. Right. So we are just gonna simply taxi out on Apron A to Sierra, cross runway 16, and then Alpha 2 holding point runway 19. Is it normal to put down your flaps for takeoff on 2? Depends on the takeoff performance, but yeah, flaps 2 is perfectly normal. We're using that today, flaps 2. Yeah.
The British Airways 777, correction, British Airways 787.
Oh, BA 787. Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah, your fridge is making a funny sound. Can you diagnose? If only I could. Right, AP bleed is on. External power can go. Beacon light can go on then. Escort mode Charlie, and then we should be ready to go. John, we're playing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Cool, so dash dot, altitude dot. We know what we need to do for the departure. As soon as we get airborne, we just pull for heading select. And it should be a push and start with nose to the right. Hey, Slick, how you doing? Good to see you. Yes, we're aware of the weather issues. It's certainly going to make this one an interesting flight, that's for sure. I've got no idea what the QNH is going to... I'm more worried about the arrival than the departure. Oh my god, that BA isn't messing around. Yeah, I'm more worried about that. The arrival, like QNH being wrong and everything. Didn't South African have some A350s? I really need to turn down the volume of AI traffic, don't I? It's so loud. I'm pretty sure South African had some A350s, didn't they, for a while? Don't think they do now. They sold them, yeah. Beautiful. Right, well, yeah, I'm glad that we're going to continue the flight, because it's always like a bit of a crap vibe when you plan a flight and plan everything out and then something gets in the way. Like, we can still do the flight, it just could be interesting with the weather. But bugger it, we'll just do the flight. Whatever. Whatever. We've got Hermione Granger as a wing walker. What more could we want? Thanks, GSX. What's wrong with the weather? The real world METAR reports for the whole of South Africa just aren't there.
Good evening. Springbok
They just don't exist. So even in real life, there's no meta reports for these airports. Oh, they had a cyber attack. Oh, holy shit. I'm not sure about Joburg, but I suggest getting a tailwind buffer in your calculations. Yeah, we've done that for the departure. My worry is getting the correct QNH for the landing. Really? We can deal with all the other stuff, but it's the QNH and stuff. It got hacked and ransomware. Holy moly. Press B. Yeah, I think we might have to do that and hope that that's correct. That's what I did for this QNH here.
Ground cargo 102 Alpha 12 for push.
Right, we're going to get ready for push as well. I think everybody's going to be getting pushed at the same time.
102 push and start is approved facing north, QNH 1013.
Push start approved face north, cargo 102.
Springbok 316, stand Alpha 6, also requesting push and start. I wonder if he'll get us to wait.
Springbok 316, stand by, traffic to your left, shortly taxiing.
Roger, we'll hold Springbok 316. Cool. So, yeah, there's that traffic off to our left there, so going to wait for them to get their push and start. You can see the Sapphire. You can see their tail just appearing. They just got their push and start. So hopefully this company Springbok won't be long, and then we'll be on the move.
Springbok 354, ready for taxi.
There they are.
Springbok 354, taxi Alpha, cross 16, holding point Alpha 2 on 19.
Taxi Alpha, holding point Alpha 2, cross.
I do like that Sapphire livery, weirdly enough. Is there anything else I've forgotten? Probably.
Ready to copy FAOR to Johannesburg.
Springbok 286, you're cleared from Cape Town to Johannesburg.
Ah, sorry, it's too loud. I can't go in that view.
After departure of 19 and non-standard maintain on the track.
Yeah, I mean, the few meta reports that people have sent in made it look like it was quite windy here today, but I've got no idea if the sim will actually pick that up. We'll have to see. Set QNH based on the shown elevation on the altimeter and setting it so it's as close as possible to the actual airport elevation. Well, that's exactly what I've done here on the ground, but we can't really do that in the air. That's exactly what we've done here on the ground. So we know that the airport elevation here at Joburg is about 150 feet. So QNH 1015 is what we've got closest for that, but it's on landing.
Springbok 286, feedback is correct. Feedback is correct.
Takes some time too late for your flight today, yeah? Ah, interesting, Johan. Fair enough.
Springbok 316, push and start is approved facing north, QNH 1013.
Push and start approved facing north, Springbok 316. Right. Let's go. Let's go, let's go.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross check.
Oh, I've not got a cabin sound pack in, but I don't think that's the end of the world. Right, let's get this show on the road. I hope it's going to push me back in the right direction. I'm a little bit concerned that we're pushing back facing the other way. Oh god, that's a sub. It's Tad. Hey, thank you for 52 months. Tad, you're a legend. Tad, thank you. Welcome back, mate. Hello, hello. Thank you for the 52 months with the Prime. Oh, that's probably telling me that my things aren't idle. There we go. Ah, there we go. Now it's pushing us back. I think I've got a GSX profile for the freeware 2020 scenery installed, and I'm using the 2024 default. Thank you so much, Tad. I appreciate you, buddy. 52 months. That is, what? 4 years and a third. Thank you, bud. G2A on TikTok is flying. Oh, it's Chart flying. Into S-Bar. I don't think I've ever flown there, actually. Yeah, I've ever flown there. Yeah, for landing, I think we are just going to have to click the B button and hope. Flew out of Johannesburg today and tuning into the 80s of 126 gave me the Sims win to... Oh, really?
which you must adopt if you hear brace.
So do you reckon if we try and tune a Q&H frequency? Well, no, because it won't on Vatson, will it?
The cabin crew
I do, Char, yeah. I recognise that name. Right, Avail on number 2. I'm going to start up number 1 quickly because there's a Sapphire behind that wants to get taxiing, so we'll do it nice and quick. So parking brake set.
Your seatbelt is fastened.
I'm not going to go to an outside view because it's going to be so freaking loud. Well, I guess I could. I'm just going to have to turn the volume down. ATC tab, then tune 1262. It will scroll. Okay, I'll have to have. I don't even know if I've got the ATC tab activated. Simply, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Right, they're doing all their jobs. Good. Waiting on a good start for engine number 1. Nice to see an A330 there, even though I don't know what livery it is. It should be. Oh, it should actually be an A340, a Thai A340 of all things. Flight Sim channel, thanks for the follow on TikTok. I need to get some Airbus merch. I really do. I need to buy some Airbus merch. So then I can wear Airbus merch whilst I'm flying Boeing. And like I am today, use Boeing merch while I'm flying Airbus. Just to really trigger you all as much as physically possible. Right, let's go and get ourselves set up. We're going flap 2 today, aren't we? Down 0.2 for the trim. Auto brake max, if the click spot will work. Thank you. Right, is GSX clear? We'll cover the taxi. Springbok 316, request taxi.
Springbok 316, taxi Alpha, cross runway 16, holding point Alpha 2, runway 19.
Taxi Alpha, cross runway 16, holding point Alpha 2, runway 19, Springbok 316. For some reason, I've got this thing again where like loads of my landing gear has disappeared on AI traffic in 2024. Even though I've downloaded like 2024 compatible AI. I don't know if it's a sim update 1 bug. Yeah. Right, off we go! Let's do this thing. I will go and get the camera on, taxi light is on, FSLTL issue, but I've downloaded like the 2024 compatible thing for it, so it shouldn't be. Hey Druce, how you doing? Oh dude, I'm really glad that the streams that they did helped change your opinion on it, mate. I cannot wait for it. Cannot wait. So that should be, oh it is an A340, I'm an idiot. I've just not got the livery. It's a sim issue. Kai for AIG has been reporting it to Asobo. It might be a sim update 1 beta bug then, because it wasn't doing it before, I don't think. Singapore fly their A350 once daily between Joburg and Cape Town. Oh, really? Ooh. Yeah, that is a cool flight. Right, we're cleared to cross this runway then, chat. This is runway 16 here. This isn't our departure runway. You can see the company aircraft lined up on the one that we're going to go for. Yeah, this scenery's done the job, you know. The fact that it's freeware, I'll take it. Well, it's default even.
Good evening, Springbok 363, runway 19, vacated on Charlie.
It was also happening pre-SU1. But, I mean, it wasn't for me.
Springbok 363.
It's weird, I don't know, because I've got it there, look. Like, I've got landing gear there. I don't know. No, Flight Sim channel, I didn't, mate. No.
Taxi Bravo, stand Alpha 16.
I didn't.
Yeah, this was blocked.
Springbok 363, taxi Bravo, stand Alpha 16.
You're going in on my stand. They disappear in the distance.
Alpha 16, Springbok 363, just.
And to verify for cargo 102, we can cross for runway 16.
From break, Springbok 316, contact Cape Town on frequency or 1 minute 1 away.
Yeah, I think. We'll switch to tower on 18.1 for Springbok 316. Thanks, good day. Right, and then 19.7 is our next frequency. Tower, good evening, Springbok 316, holding short Alpha 2 for runway 19er. Fully ready. Fully ready.
Springbok 316, good evening, runway 19er, line up and wait.
Line up and rate runway 19er, Springbok 316. Right, cabin crew's come through and said they're good to go. That's fine. Takeoff config is normal. We've been cleared to line up and wait. TCAS is on. Nothing on the TCAS. Clear on the left. Let's line up. British Airways on TikTok. Where are we flying? We are flying out of Cape Town to Johannesburg in South Africa today. Although it's going to be an interesting flight because in real world, apparently the South African Weather Service has been attacked by ransomware and had a cyber attack today. So we've got no real like source of weather. So could be an interesting one. What do you think of the learning curve is for this game? Well, it depends on how much detail you want to go in. Anybody can pick up an Xbox controller, put the throttles forward, and take off a plane and get it in the sky. That's not a learning curve at all. But then if you've got zero experience and you want to go to the full extreme of learning how to do absolutely everything as per real-world airline standards and set up everything from scratch, then that's a huge learning curve. Clear for takeoff, runway 19, Springbok 316. So it depends on how far you want to take your simming as to how big the learning curve is. Right, so lights all the way on. TCAS is on. We are ready to go. Let's try and fly to Johannesburg. Here we go. Remember, we're doing a runway heading after departure. Campia, hello mate, how you doing? Okay, stable. Oh, actually, I didn't need to do man toga, did I? Because it was a man. Oh, it's right. I'm in toga now. I'm going to leave it. I didn't need to do man toga. I forgot. Right, 100 knots. Silly me. Grizzle! Oh god, she's sporty. Positive rate, gear up. Positive climb, I should say. Woo! Oh, it is windy, alright. Okay, heading select 191. Oh, it is. Alright, well, we've got. The sim's got live weather at least, so that's a good sign. Okay, thrust climb, open climb.
All stations. Once passing 2,500, it's automatic and over to Cape Town approach 119.7.
Right, well, that's a good point because we're just about to go through 2,500, so 119.7. Cape Town approach. Good evening, Springbok 316, runway heading, departing runway 19, flight level 90.
Springbok 316, Cape Town approach identified under radar control, climb altitude correction, flight level 90.
Flight level 90, Springbok 316. Okay, we're cleared to a flight level, so I'm going to set standard. And I think it's trying to accelerate, isn't it? Let's go flat one. Sorry, I'm trying to do about 8 things at once here. Shakovic, it doesn't make a difference, mate. Grizzle, thank you for the raid of 94. It's Chewy 94 Grizzlers. Love it. Thank you, mate. Right, flap 0 as well. I feel like it should be a Vectors to Copenhagen today. It feels like it's a Monday, not a Tuesday. So I feel like you should be doing Vectors to Copenhagen today. Holy shit, it is windy. Thank you, mate. Love you. Oh my god, look at the views. Bloody hellfire. Oh my god, look at it. Hope you had a good stream, mate. Thank you for the raid. I will unpause the alert.
354, there's no further ATC. Continue on advisory, 122.
There it is. There's the streamer friends alert. There it is. Look at that view. Wow.
Good evening.
That's it, friends. That view is unreal. Did we sort out the weather? Well, it's not a case of us sorting out the weather. It's a real world issue, so there's not much I can really do. Right, okay, so we're thrust climb, open climb, heading select.
316, continue climb, flight level 150, can turn left, route direct to T-Town.
Direct T-Town, climb flight level 150, Springbok 316. I'm just getting the left-hand turn engaged and then taking the direct. So thrust climb, open climb, nav out, blew up to flight level 150 now. And then we can enjoy the view out the left wing over the coast. That looks gorgeous. Do I use rudder pedals? Yes, I do use rudder pedals. I have the Thrustmaster Pendula rudders, the TPRs. Cyber attack on South Africa Weather Service happened on the 26th of Jan and it isn't resolved yet. It's really weird because I definitely looked earlier on and saw a METAR report for Joburg, because the reason why is because I spawned into Johannesburg to make sure that the scenery was working, ready for today's stream, and I was like, and the weather was disgusting. It was horrible. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. The weather's really bad at Joburg. I wonder what the METAR is. And I saw him, and I found a METAR online. So there was, it was working earlier.
Springbok 316, no further ATC, continue on advisory 1 to Decimal, goodbye.
Hello Unicorn 1228, Springbok 316. Thanks to all of you for coming online.
Thanks for flying.
Brilliant. Hey, love it. Well, I'm really glad we have stayed on because ATC logged on for us, and there's a couple of other people who are also flying the route with us. So I'm really glad that we didn't just pack in just because the METAR service is down. It adds an extra level of difficulty to the flight, but I think that's quite fun. And we'll just have to see what happens when we get to Joburg. Anyway, we are climbing absolutely beautifully with some stunning views ahead of us. Look at this. It's gone for an early morning kind of vibe. Maestro, thanks for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Is the beta more stable or the current version? Because the current version is... Oh, well, give the beta a go. You can always go back out of it. And Smartman, thanks for the moral follow as well. Thank you, thank you. Zurich to Cologne to Heathrow. Oh, did you do the longitude in 2024, Grizzle? How was it? I flew it quite a bit in 2020, but I've not done it in 2024 yet. There was a METAR earlier on, but Meteor Blue... Ah, okay, got it. Got it. Ah, Seska! 16 months! Hello there, my friend. Hello. I'm going to get some music going because we're on our way now. But let's thank the sub. It's the one and only Sieska. Thank you very much for 16 months. I appreciate you, buddy. Welcome. And Smartman's here. Greetings coming in from the Grizzle stream, I think. Thank you very much for the follow, mate. Welcome in. Sieska, I appreciate you, dude. How you doing? Thank you for the 16 months. You join us in amongst... yeah, well, an interesting one. That's for sure. With the... I mean, it's weird because the sim has got live weather. So there must be... Like, there must actually be weather being put, like, somewhere. It's just... It's... I don't know. I don't quite know exactly how to describe it. Because normally if there's, like, a real-world weather outage and you're not going to get... Like, you're not getting METAR reports in and stuff, the sim will show it. And, like, if we go and have a look at the information here, there's no METAR available. But there's definitely QNH and there was definitely wind, you know, at the airport. If there was, like, an outage of weather, like, where it wasn't being reported and then the sim couldn't get that information, it would just sit on standard QNH 2992 and you wouldn't really have any winds. Or you wouldn't have any clouds or anything. But the sim is still picking up live weather because we've got a local QNH, we've got clouds everywhere, and we've certainly got winds doing their things. So MSFS is still pulling weather data from somewhere. But yeah. Anyway. That's all part of the fun, isn't it? You think Meteo Blue has some data? Yeah, could be it. Seska, all well, how you doing, mate? Finally off, did way too much safety recently. Oh my god. Well, that was fun on the jump seat. Yeah, all good though. All good here, thank you, folks. Busy few weeks upcoming. Obviously, we've got Sim Update 1 still in beta, but that's, you know, hopefully going to be launched publicly soon for MSFS 2024. So that's busy times prepping for that. Then we've got the InnyBuilds A350 near to release, hopefully releasing between the 24th and the 28th of Feb. So, so that's busy. And then Becca is moving house next week. So that's also super busy as well. So it's a bit all hands on deck at the moment for me. It's crazy, but there we go. Oh my gosh, 787 Flyer. Stay in the warm, mate. Stay in the warm. What's Lilo got? Sorry, I saw that there were probably loads of pictures posted in. Oh, that looks nice. I apologise if I've missed any screenshots people have posted in. Right. I think the crazy winds have calmed down a bit. Let's take the seatbelt signs out. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the QNH is at Johannesburg. If anybody's not doing anything in the sim at the moment, could you just jump onto the ground at Johannesburg and press B and see what the QNH gives you? Because I might have to go off that value. We've already got the added fact of that Johannesburg is high elevation, so we're going to have the higher ground speed. It's going to be well, if the weather there was pretty spicy earlier on with like 5,000 meter viz, rain and drizzle and crosswinds and all sorts, so we're going to have that. Plus, we're in the Fenix, which historically has the most baffling flare logic in the sim, and is so unpredictable on whether you can get a good flare in or not. At least in my experience. And now we're not going to be 100% sure if we're on the right QNH. So this landing could be an interesting one. The only meta I have from FAOR... Yeah, well, that was, what, 30 hours ago, that meta, Yoda. That was on the 17th, which was yesterday at 14:30 Zulu. So that was over 30 hours ago, that meta. So I don't think that will be active. Yeah, that's when the last meta was. Matt on YouTube says they used 1011 today IRL at Joburg. Okay, Roger. So Super M's on YouTube asks if I'm flying local time. No, I'm doing an early morning flight, so it's like 5:10 UTC. We're flying on live weather, just not live time. So yeah, you can separate the two. So you can fly whatever time of day you want, but still have live weather in the sim. Views look gorgeous. Look at that. Stunning. Well, yeah, let's hope that things recover. I'm on the runway at Johannesburg, pressed B, and you got 1015, but you're in 2020. Well, we might have to... I literally might just have to press B when we're on final and see what the QNH gives us, which could be very interesting. It'll be part of the fun. If it's a great excuse if I smash the landing, isn't it? It is an absolutely great excuse if I smash the landing. Oh, well, the QNH was wrong, so... What's your cost index? I think I went with 5. So I'm not exactly fast today, but it's not a very long flight. This looks beautiful, however. Yeah, I'm really glad we've actually continued with the flight, because we can tell that live weather is being fed into the sim. I don't know if we'll get a meta for Joburg. No. Very interesting. Weather was crappy all day here. Yeah, that's why I looked at the meta earlier on today, as I say, because I spawned in to make sure that the InnyBuilds Johannesburg scenery had installed correctly into 2024, and and I noticed that the weather was terrible. So I went online and just did meta FAOR on a Google search and was like, oh wow, it's pretty spicy weather here. So then when I find out that the weather service has been hacked, and I'm like, well, it was working earlier today. Sod's law. Sod's law, that's what it is. Do a low approach when over the runway, press B. Nah. Nah. Good evening, Spiky. Hello, how you doing? The closest meta is FQMA, and that's given a QNH of 1011. Okay, interesting. Where can I see your sim settings? At the moment, my MSFS 2024 sim settings are on my Discord server. My 2021s are on my website. I need to sort it all out, really. But yeah, it's on my Discord server for my 2024 settings. Doing your 4th flight of the day, you had the day off. Nice, Spiky. Awesome. Well, we are on our way. Flight time, as I say, an hour and 40. So it should be about an hour and a half until landing. So let's say an ETA of about 20,
flight
45.
level 50,000.
Oh, flight level 50,000. We're not quite getting there today, but I don't think we'll be far off it. Cam, thank you for the flight level 50,000 cheer. Hello, mate. How are you? Thank you, thank you. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, here we go. 777's got a picture. Hey, what? I was about to say, what is with that parking position? And then I realised that it's actually just the stand is in an interesting place. That's cool with the Lufty A380 though. Is it better to use the radar altimeter instead of QNH? I don't really know what the best course of action is, to be honest. I don't really know. Need a QFE, don't we? But because we're flying, it's not gonna. I don't know. I think we're just gonna press B and hope. You're currently stressing about your dissertation. Oh, yeah, dissertations are an interesting one. They're certainly an interesting one. Press B and pray. Yeah, I think that's way more fun. God, look at these views. This is gorgeous. Cam, I'm sure the dissertation will be fine, mate. You should have a tutor who will go through it with you. Do you know a place called Shenfields? Never heard of it, mate. Never heard of it before. Oh, it must be a private school if they've gone all the way down to Cape Town for a cricket match. What's a dissertation? That's a thesis is another word for it. So usually at at all like university level degrees, but undergraduate degrees, you're doing your third year normally. You'll do a thesis or a dissertation, it's called, which depending on the course that you're doing is usually around about a 10,000 word, basically academic paper researching something. So depending on what your degree is, you pick a subject, but it's easier said than done to pick one because you can't choose something that's too broad. You have to be relatively specific. A big massive essay can't. Yeah, I mean yes, but like there's more to it than just like it's an essay. It's a full research paper, I guess. So yeah. I quite enjoyed my thesis in some ways. Because it was nice to kind of pick... I mean, like, even though throughout, like, the course of my degree, like, even though you were... Like, I could kind of pick the subject matter, even if it was in a particular subject that I was doing during each year. But the dissertation, you kind of have a little bit more free reign, I guess. I enjoyed my thesis. I'd have to go back and read it again sometime. See how much of it still makes sense or how much of it was just total garbage. Bum bum bum. I had a feeling somebody would request this song today. I really did. Last message, please. Where is it, Josh? Can you pop it in again, Josh? I don't know if I can see it. Oh, here are the screenshots of your flights. I got it. Oh, wait, I would if it didn't. There we go. I got it. Very nice. The sharklets. Very nice, Josh. Very nice. Hope you enjoyed the flight, mate. Excuse my yawning. Sorry, chat. I did mine over the legal attempts to censor video game violence. Oh, that's an interesting topic. I can't remember the title of my thesis. I could probably go and try and find it. Shall I see if I can try and find it? I'm not going to show it on stream because, well, I don't really want to, but... I got a 2-1 for it. Let me see if I can... I don't know whether I will be able to find it. Let me see if I can just find the title of it. Oh my god, I think I have got it. Oh, here we go. Right, here's the title of my thesis for my degree, which was 8 years ago. An investigation into broadcast media commentary. Could a commentator's vocal characteristics be a significant contributing factor in the audience's viewing and listening experience? There you go. That was my thesis. You're probably like, what? God. I'm going to have to read this again sometime. Ugh, literature reviews. Disgusting. Disgusting. I do not miss that. Well, I kind of do, but... I've got to tell us the abstract. Okay, alright, I'll tell you the abstract. I haven't read this since I did this thesis 8 years ago, as I say. This project aims to research and discover conclusions as to whether vocal characteristics may potentially play a role in an audience's perception and engagement of a sports media broadcast. With focus lying solely on the role of sports commentator, I aim to use practice as research alongside theoretical research to discover what traits to a commentator's performance may hinder or help them to engage the audience. As a professional commentator within the electronic sports industry myself, this is when I was doing all my esports stuff, this is also an ethnographic investigation where I shall be drawing upon my own experiences to provide contextual footing. Fucking hell, I could use a few words, couldn't I? Bloomin' heck. Ethnographic! If you asked me what that meant nowadays, I'd be like, sorry? Huh? Sounds like a load of BS. Well, of course it is. Of course it is. So that was, yeah, that was my thesis. Hello, Andrew. How you doing? Do you know how to add MSFS 2024 to NVIDIA Profile Inspector? Not a clue, mate. You might need to find where the EXE is located. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Does that fit with the law that if a headline ends in a question mark, the answer is no? What? Did my question go with no? So, essentially, my thesis was all about, it was... How do I summarize it in a way that I can make it non-academic, I guess? Essentially, my research paper was about how audiences interpret commentators, specifically with like sports commentary, and whether they like trust their opinions based on their performance, you know, on TV. And it came down a lot of the time to things like the user's experience, you know, so you would find that if a commentator, I found like specific examples where a sports commentator had made a statement and it wasn't believed as a statement because they hadn't had relevant professional experience in that sport. Whilst if another commentator gave that exact same statement or shared that same opinion on a matter, other people would be more likely to agree with that opinion or say that that fact was correct because that other person was, you know, a sports player. So, you know, like if people were giving an analysis of a football match, you would trust the analysis of an ex-pro footballer more than, you know, a pundit who wasn't a professional player. Which in premise makes sense, but the problem comes in when you've got two people who share the exact same opinion, but one of them is regarded as not true or not having as much weight of an opinion just because they weren't a pro player. So that's what my thesis essentially kind of came up with some conclusions with. How did you survive doing this? I loved it. I loved every second of my degree. Well, cultural materialism I didn't enjoy. If you ask, I did a 4,000 word essay on cultural materialism. I read the whole thing back and went, what the fuck does that mean? 10,000 words to state the obvious. Yeah, well, this is it. Like, because that's what I was worried with is my thesis was like, oh, is that just literally completely stating the obvious? But it was more so an analysis of like the actual performance of it. So in the sense of not just the fact that they're, you know, like an ex-pro player and so they're going to have better opinions. It wasn't on that. It was more so on the fact that even if an ex-pro player and a pundit who wasn't an ex-pro player said the exact same thing, why was it that the ex-pro player, you know, wasn't trusted as much? Was it just based off of that fact of them not being a pro player, or were there other kind of contributing factors, I guess? So it wasn't, you know, like, yeah, it was, so that was almost like a foregone conclusion, you know. it's pretty widely considered. And again, it was an ethnographic study, so I was able to actually contribute from my own experiences in the esports industry of that, which was interesting. I'd have to go back and read some more of it. As I say, this was almost 9 years ago. Well, it was 9 years ago now that I was writing this. So yeah. How the hell did you do academic research for that? Well, this is it. With a thesis, you've got to, you've got to really find... I don't know what... Let me see if I can find literature review stuff. So I used a lot of like the foundations of kind of voice studies, like documentation and books on performance and neurological foundations of voice production and everything for quite a bit of it. And then I also found some other more kind of specialized things. There's there's quite a lot of chapters in like vocal studies books on announcing and sportscasting, so I was able to use quite a lot of that. And then actually somebody who is a regular in Jamie's live stream, some of you who watch London Controller might have seen somebody in there called Red Eye. He was an ex esports commentator, somebody who actually hired me for a few events, and he wrote a book, and so I used quite a bit of that in my thesis as well. I did tell him, but I don't think he was ever interested, quite frankly. He was an interesting character. But yeah, I used his book as well in my literature review and things. How can I get the Fenix A320? You head to the Fenix Sim website and you purchase it from there, and then you can download it. Your A-level geography project concluded with basically dunno. Well, this is it. I think there's a common misconception that like when you do a thesis or an academic paper, you have to come up with some sort of like grand like explanation and conclusion. A lot of thesis, I remember it. I remember some of my tutors at university speaking about it. A lot of papers, like the conclusion will be, we actually don't know, like a more in-depth research is required, especially at undergraduate level, because you don't have the same resources to go and do further studies. It's not like a PhD where you can, actively go and research these things on a much greater depth over a course of months and, years. Undergraduate dissertations, I think mine was written in maybe about 4 or 5 months, tops, in amongst all the other papers and, things that I was doing as well. So I think quite a lot of undergraduate thesis papers do end in, I don't know, or it's written much more academically viable of further research is necessary in this, but you can usually draw some conclusions, but it's usually always further research required. It's pretty it's pretty common, I think. Yeah. Anytime you do a thesis EDC with people, the data is hard to get solid conclusion. Yeah, that's it. A lot of people I've talked to who have done dissertations have said that it's a lot easier than it looks. I think the hardest part of the dissertation is finding the subject that you actually want to write on, that then your tutor gives you the freedom to go, yeah, that's a good topic, or actually we need to align it more with this, or we need to do this, or we need to do that. Once you're actually into what I call the nitty gritty and you're actually in it and you're writing it and you're researching things and you've got your structure and stuff, I really enjoyed the thesis element. I've told you all, that's actually where my real kind of love for big aircraft, long haul flight simming came from, because I was doing my thesis whilst doing long hauls. I've told you this a million times on stream. It's honestly, if you ever have to do a long essay or you ever have to do a thesis or something like that, do a long haul flight. Set up a long haul flight, take off, get to cruise, and then however long your cruise is, do your dissertation, do your essay, do your research. Because then whenever you just need 5 minutes to get away from your studying, you can go and check in on the flight, do a step climb, do a fuel calculation, look at the view for 5 minutes. But then you'll get bored of that and go back to your research. But then you know that you've got like a cutoff time. You know, like, all right, I've got 40 minutes to landing. I've done a really good amount on my thesis today, and I can now go and enjoy my landing at the end of my flight. Honestly, so good. So yeah, if you're ever like stuck for motivation to study, to write a paper, whatever it is, do a long haul flight. I swear to you, it's an absolute game changer. It really is. So I would just sit there. I would set up a long haul flight in the good old P3D days. Set up a long haul, and this was like back when it was like the PMDG 777, I think it was, and stuff. Yeah. Oh, nice, Robert. I did trajectory optimization for eVTOL vehicles on approach. Oh my god. Came to the earth-shattering conclusion that CDA approaches are indeed the most optimal. Dolphino, that's amazing. I love it. I hope you used that wording in your thesis. To conclude my paper, we have come to the earth-shattering conclusion that a continuous descent approach are indeed the most optimal. I really hope you used that. Yeah. I really hope that... I really hope you, you put that in. You should have, yeah. It's really weird looking at this thesis again. So part of my thesis as well, to make it relevant specifically to my degree, for those of you who don't know my degree was in a real, well, what people would call artsy-fartsy one. So my degree was in vocal and choral studies, which you're probably like, what the f*** that? Very niche, but I loved every second of it. My original plan before flight sim came into my life, really, was to go and do speech and language therapy, or to go and train, you know, like professional musicians as a voice and dialect coach. That's what I wanted to do, and someday I'd still honestly love to do it. So that's what my undergraduate degree was in. And then I was going to take a year out before doing my master's degree in speech and language therapy. But I gave myself 6 months to see how viable streaming flight sim was on Twitch. And here I am, going into my 9th year of flight sim, 10th year even of flight sim content creation. So without a master's degree, so you can see how well that's going. But yeah, like part of the chapters in my thesis, you know, was about not necessarily just about like so when I was speaking about how you know, like the opinion of a pundit on a sports broadcast might be you know, like negated because they weren't a professional player. It wasn't just to do with that fact of them not being a professional player, but there was all sorts of other, you know, like factors as well that I looked into about like what makes an attractive voice, and do we trust opinions more based on, you know, the timbre, how somebody's voice sounds, essentially. You know, it's a big thing with like politicians and stuff. You know, when you hear a politician speak, the way that they speak, the language that they use, how they, you know, block out paragraphs and everything like that is a huge factor in how much people trust what they're actually saying and believe what they're actually saying. So that was quite a big research area of my paper back when I did it. Juliet, thanks for the follow. Thank you, mate. I was thinking of going into speech pathology too. Nice. Yeah, so speech pathology is kind of like one area. There were a couple of people who were on my course who went and specialized in speech pathology at master's level. Slightly different to speech and language therapy, but, well, they're still the same, like, postgraduate master's level, like, training area. So, yeah, I know a couple of speech pathologists, which is cool. Hey, Gabriel, how you doing? You're in your final year of air transport management. Is that more niche? I don't know. I feel like air transport management is less niche than vocal and choral studies. Considering that was the only undergraduate degree of that study in the whole of Europe, and now the course doesn't even exist anymore. I feel like mine was more unique. Do you watch any vocal coaches on YouTube where they analyze singers' techniques? Yeah. And I cringe whenever I watch them. There are some that are okay that have got the basic principles, but some of the YouTube vocal coaches, they don't even know the right terminology for things, so you can tell they've never actually studied things. It's when I hear a YouTube vocal coach go sing from the diaphragm and I want to punch them in the diaphragm. I wouldn't actually do that, but you know. Never too late to do your masters? Yeah, I mean, you know, I might do. Oh, nice, Gabriel. Enjoy the Rome event. Amazing. Enjoy. Can I ask some questions? You can indeed, yeah. You got through ATPL with a ton of coffee made to taste like mud. Oh my god. A looped video of departures and arrivals into London City. I love it. Isn't a politician's main job avoiding answering the actual question? Oh, I mean, that's another matter entirely. But, you know, like, you look at some of the prominent politicians over the years and the way that they spoke. You know, it's a risky topic, so we won't go into it too much. But one of the reasons why, you know, the rise of the Nazi Party was so prominent was because the nation was brainwashed with the way that Hitler spoke. If you go and analyse the way that he spoke, he was an incredibly effective public speaker. And that was one of the factors. So there's all sorts of ways. We won't go into that topic for obvious reasons too much. But yeah, you look, especially on the political side of things, you know, what they actually speak about sometimes might be a load of rubbish. But it's oftentimes the way that they say it that does the job, not what they're saying. I'm on Xbox. How do I fly the A380? There's the fly-by-wire A380 that PC users used isn't available on Xbox, I'm afraid. You're getting through your dissertation with vodka and vaping. Well, I hope you're not actually drinking the vodka whilst doing the dissertation, mate. Sounds like a great idea. Well, it's still like a very good, relevant example. God, I haven't heard this song in a while. Alcohol lets the ideas flow. Yeah, and lets the fingers become less and less accurate. And also the words a lot more blurry on the page as well. I love that. Alcohol lets the ideas flow. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. Wake up the next morning to a bunch of gibberish. To be fair, that again, as I say, like in my second year, I had to do a paper on cultural materialism. I got a 2-1 for it, which is the second top grade here in England. I don't know if it's the same. Like you get a first 2-1, 3-1, and then is it a fourth? Is a fail? I can't remember now, but yeah, I never got one. Who we got? Hey, Seattle Seahawks, 39 months. Hello. Thank you very, very... That's it. 2-2 and then a third. That's it. Hello. I know. I just want it. Oh, I'll be in 2024, mate. Yeah, I'll definitely be in 2024 for the new bird. Most certainly so. I will pretty much solely be in 2024 when like, I will not be in 2020 unless I'm doing a specific scenery that doesn't work in 2024, although that's not often, or the aircraft isn't in 2024. That's the only reason why I would go back to into 2020. Yeah. Thank you very much. Cheers for the 39 months, mate. Thank you. Sim is saying 1015. Okay, cool. Thanks, Duskin. Thank you, mate. But yeah, no, my second year, yeah, we did a paper on cultural materialism, which, as I say, to this very day, I have still not got a clue what that means. And I finished the paper, I read it back, and I had no idea what I'd written. Literally not a clue. Absolutely not a clue. I might be able to even find that. If I can find this, oh my god. But I got a 2-1 for it, so... Oh my god, I think I've got it. Is this it? I might have found it. Oh no, that's... Hey, thank you very much! Is this it? Who's that, Mr. M. Scott? 39 months. Hello, 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 hello. I'm trying to find all of my old essay papers. Good evening. I love you more. Thank you very much for the 39 months. I love you, love you, love you. I hope you are well. Cheers for the 39 months, my dude. Good evening, good evening. How is cultural materialism linked to vocal studies? I'm confused. So was I. So was I. I still don't know to this day. I still do not know to this very day. I think this... Yes. I've actually found it. I've actually found my paper on it. 3,542 words. Here we go. Right, so the introduction says, for the theories of voice module, we were tasked with analysing a certain vocal performance of our own choice within the framework of cultural materialism and the Marxist approach to theory. We were asked to explain how the ideologies of the musical performance are shown to the specific audience in question and how this may or may not have a larger influence on the wider culture at the time of the performance or afterwards. Cultural materialism has been defined as an anthropological school of thought or research strategy that says that the best way to understand human culture is to examine material conditions, climate, food supply, geography, etc. In essence, this can be explained as the study of the science of man and how certain elements such as religion and belief systems may have an impact on the human race and its culture. Bloody hellfire. What an absolute load of ZX, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, that was that. And yeah, it's 3,500 words. And I've literally, I remember reading it back and going, what the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? I think I wrote mine on... Anybody know the metal band August Burns Red? Yeah, that's what I wrote it on. Anybody heard of the metal band August Burns Red? They're basically a heavy metal band, like screamo metal band, but they're all devout Christians. And so they're like, open this fucking pit up. Rah, rah, rah. And then they're actually quite evangelical in their lyrics. And they're like quite, you know, like they're quite devout Christians. So my paper was basically, I think, writing about the complexities and the... I can't think of the right word, but yeah, how the dichotomy, I guess, of that whole situation. You're watching the Lion King musical in London. I've watched it 12 times. It's amazing. Keep an eye on the aisles during the first song if you're in the stalls. Absolutely amazing, mate. Enjoy every second of it. Your favourite module you did was airline marketing and air service development. Oh, I remember that! Where you were, yes, where you had to make your own airline. Didn't you do like a thing where you had to do your own airport design in your first year as well, Cam, I remember. You're sat next to the aisle. Oh, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Your sister has watched the Book of Mormon 28 times. Holy moly. Yeah, I've seen that show a good few times as well. I think only 4 though, so nowhere near the same as your sister. August Burns Red, one of your favourite bands, yeah, Tom. So my cultural materialism essay was on August Burns Red. There you go. So there you go. Anyway, I'm sure there's loads of people in here like, what the hell is this? I love some of the random conversations that we get into during these live streams. I do love it. We discuss all sorts of things. Right, how long have we got until arrival? We've got about an hour until arrival, so we've still got some time. We've got top of descent in about 45 minutes, so we're chilling. We are bing chilling. Right, chase plane new video. Let's watch that. Let me make sure I don't open it on the same tab that's got all of my university documents on. Oh, the deep dive. Oh, let's watch this. Right. I'm going to turn the music off. Let's actually go and watch this properly. Let's watch the chase plane video. Let me just sort out my view so I'm not staring at the floor. Oh, thank you, Fatboy Fat. Oh, that's very kind of you, mate. That's very kind of you indeed. I might ask you later. Right, okay. Let's just pause the music. So... let's mute the sound of the sim. So this is a chase plane deep dive video for MSFS. Unfortunately, it's only going to be for 2020 by the looks of it at the moment. So I don't know how much we'll use it, but yeah.
This tutorial will guide you through the basic setup of chase plane. To ensure you have the best experience, we'll need about 15 minutes of your time.
Unacceptable.
Chase plane allows you to back up your custom views and settings to the Parallel 42 cloud infrastructure. This will enable you to quickly restore your setup on a new computer or after a fresh install. Do you permit us to upload your content to the cloud for backup purposes? Your purchase includes a 1-year Chase plane community subscription with a searchable library of custom content from users worldwide. Browse by aircraft or camera mode.
Oh, interesting. So they've switched to a subscription model after the first year. So before we look at this any further, just for a bit of background context to those of you who aren't aware of what Chase plane is. Chase plane is a camera, like a custom camera software that we all used to use back in P3D days. And they used to have a section on it where you could share your views. So like I would create my Fenix A320 views, share it to the community section of Chase plane, and then you folks would just be able to search for my Fenix views and download them directly within the app. That became a massive financial burden for the Chase plane team, even before they like came up with before they were Parallel 42 as a brand. It was like the server costs for it, I think, were pretty redonkulous. So they closed down the community section of Chase plane, and basically moved it to like a file system. And so they like you had to download a file and then upload a file to Chase plane, kind of almost what we do now with the aircraft.cfg file, or sorry, not the camera.cfg file. In MSFS, and so they basically got rid of it. So now it looks like they are coming back with the community thing where it's kind of like kept on the cloud again, but after the first year, it's a subscription-based model to help with the cost, which I actually think is relatively fair because then you've got the choice of whether you want it or not. I think that's relatively fair.
Port new views with a single click.
Is this only for PC? I think so,
year,
yeah.
An active subscription will be required to continue with community and cloud backups. But don't worry, it's optional, and all your local content.
Yeah, well, it depends how much it is.
Chase plane is a complete
shouldn't be
override
much.
of the default camera system in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It allows for powerful camera control, customization, and physics. This means that all your camera controls will now be assigned via Chase plane instead of the controls options section of the simulator. But don't worry, we'll go step by step. To ensure you have a working camera system, let's assign some basic camera controls in Chase plane. Before making new assignments, you must remove your desired bindings from the simulator to prevent conflicts.
Interesting.
Visit the wiki page for a quick tutorial on removing control assignments from your sim. Just like default, you can use the right mouse button to look around. You'll be able to adjust the speed of this control in the preferences.
Oh, please tell me we
section
can
of
use
Chase
the middle
plane
mouse
later on.
button because
Try
I
it
don't
out
use
now in
right
the main
click.
sim view.
I use middle mouse button.
We've already set up your keyboard with the default sim camera bindings. Now, let's configure your primary controller for in-flight use. Focus on one for now. You can add more later, and even explore advanced bindings. Ready? Great. Make sure it's plugged in and let's start by binding some buttons for looking around. It's important to be able to look both ways when flying. Yes, you can use your mouse, but imagine having a hat switch to look left and right. Find that now or skip ahead. Nice work. You've completed the basic controls. For more customization, head to the Preferences page. There you can assign additional functions and even add controllers, keyboards, stream decks, and more. You've mastered the basics. Consider that your high school diploma. Now, do you want a deep dive into the Chase Plane UI and features, or just a quick overview? Remember, you can always revisit this tutorial from the menu in the top left.
Very interesting seeing
Let's have a look
this.
at the Chase Plane user interface. Here you'll find internal and external views for your aircraft, along with world cameras, organized into 3 columns. We call these camera modes. Each one of them contains a list of views. You can also access cinematics mode and the menu from here. In the top left, you'll find the navigation menu. From here, you can quickly navigate to main pages of Chase Plane, such as groups, community, and preferences. Cinematics mode is a powerful feature to enjoy an aircraft in flight. Pushing this button or its assigned shortcut will start the show. Cinematics will automatically change between cinematic views, similar to an airline commercial. In preferences, you can also set cinematics mode to auto start when you are above 5,000 feet AGL and your sim is idle.
Oh, that's quite cool.
There are 3 camera modes in Chase Plane. You can switch between them by clicking the title of each column or by using your assigned key. Didn't assign one? You can do so in Preferences. Internal for cockpit, cabin, and onboard views. External for views that are either attached to or tracking the aircraft. World for any views that are not attached to the aircraft. Each camera mode includes a list of views. Switch between them by clicking a view or using your assigned button. Didn't assign one? You can do so in Preferences. Drone is what you'd expect, a drone cam. It is not attached to your aircraft or position. Use it to freestyle shots or explore your surroundings. You can also set a shortcut to enter the drone view.
But I wonder with the if this is their custom drone cam,
much like the drone view,
whether you can do things like depth of field and stuff. Because one of the great things with the default drone cam is like you can use the Xbox controller and it just works by default, and you can change depth of field and all sorts of things with it as well. I'm assuming you can.
To trigger the flyby view in Preferences. Tower view is here. Chase Plane will find the nearest tower based on available sim data. Remember that not all airports have an accurate tower position. If it feels off, you can edit the view to adjust height or position and save it as a new world camera view. This section includes cameras at essential locations like runways, parking spots, and an overview shot of the airport. This makes parking, pushback, and taxi stages of flight a lot more fun.
So it's kind of got a lot of the
Select
default
view to
stuff
edit
that we
by
would
clicking the pencil button while it's
expect
active.
from Chase Plane, right?
This is the view editor. Here you can modify properties of the selected view. All changes made on this page, with the exception of camera position, are saved automatically. Adjust the camera position anytime by using your control assignments or the adjust button here. When you're done, simply click the save position button to save the change. Set
Oh, here you
keyboard or
go.
joystick
Wait, so
shortcut.
what was it? Who was saying about Sifty was saying the transition? Yeah, there you go. You can opt to have the transition to and from the view or not. I just kind of got used to it, where like you transition from one view to the next. I don't even think about it anymore, to be honest.
To instantly access specific views. If the same shortcut is assigned to multiple views or groups, they will cycle. There are many options available to customize your view. A description is available under each one, so you don't forget what they do. You can delete a view at the bottom of this section. Each view must be assigned to a camera group. Groups contain parameters like motion effects, camera physics, and more that will dictate how this view will behave.
Right, okay, got it.
Camera groups help you organize and manage sets of views. For example, you might have one group for all your GoPro-style views and another for human pilot views. While you can edit a group from this section, the preferred method to make changes is through the Groups page directly.
I wonder if you can... I'm guessing it's going to be by aircraft. So, like, because it said here, like, to save like send to the community or something like that. I hope it's not just going to be like one view you get sent. Like you can bundle it as just the product. So like if somebody wanted to download, actually I think that's how the community feature used to work in Chase Plane back in P3D. Wasn't it by individual views? Because I remember looking and going, oh, my Chase Plane right overwing view for the PMDG 747 has this many downloads, whilst the captain's view has this many downloads. I almost wish it was just bundled by the whole product, so you could just download all of the views from one person's community thing instead of having to download them all from the community individually.
Here you can assign this camera view to a group.
Yeah, I've got no idea why that. I was watching Lad Bible story stuff, so I guess that's just another one. They've got some interesting videos on there.
The menu allows you to manage all your camera groups. Here you can create new groups, edit existing ones, and delete groups you no longer need.
But can you
when editing,
export groups to community?
Group names, themes, and various motion and
That's
physics
what I
settings
want
to
to
suit your needs. To help you get started, we've created a few default groups that categorize common view types. These serve as a foundation for organizing your camera views. If you feel creative, you can easily create a new group on this page for any custom group you want to create. For example, you can create a fighter pilot group with stiffer motion or physics settings. Themes make groups easier to distinguish. Themes include an icon and a color used for visual organization. On the main page, the group color can be seen as a highlight on the left side of each view.
That's cool. I like that.
Each group can have a title, description, shortcut, and shared physics settings for all its views. You can edit a group using the pencil icon. Remember that the same groups are used across all aircraft. Use clear names and add descriptions to keep groups easy to find. You can also click Edit Theme to change the group icon and color. Choose the type of camera for this group. Human for first-person perspectives, or mounted for fixed action-style cameras, etc. You can assign a shortcut to rotate through views in this group. Delete a group by hitting the delete button, but caution, it will be gone forever. Any views within that group will be reassigned to a similar group in your collection.
Oh god, that could be interesting if that happens.
In this section, you can adjust how aircraft movement influences the camera's motion. Fine-tune motion effects here. These enhance the selected human or mounted physics with effects that aren't provided by the simulator by default.
So this is where you'll replace
These
FS
suggestions
Realistic.
will be presented to you when creating a new view in this group. Each default group already has a few suggestions to get you started, but you can create more here. This is the community page. Here you can access views or groups created and shared by other Chase.
There we go. So you can share whole groups. Not just individual views by the looks of things. And you can do it for the aircraft as well. Cool.
You can search by name, username, or aircraft to find exactly what you need. On the left side, you will find filters to further refine the results. Finally, you can manage what you've shared with the community by clicking My Content.
I wonder if it auto-updates if you change something in the group,
This is the
though.
Preferences page. Here you will find global settings for Chase Plane. The first section is about control assignments. Here you can assign shortcuts to various camera controls and Chase Plane functions. The second section is about mouse functions. Here you can adjust the behavior of various mouse functions in Chase Plane. Notably, you can set what mouse button you want to use to look around.
Oh, good. I don't have to use the right mouse button then. I can use middle
there is
mouse.
the control profile section. Here you can change the speed of camera controls for each camera mode. If you want to change cinematic settings, this is the place to do it. Auto start is a popular feature. Think of it as a screensaver mode. Camera behaviors contains various settings about specific behaviors of the camera system. You can configure automatic cloud backups or import and export manual backups here. Well done. You've completed Chase Plane University. Remember, you can always access this tutorial again from the Chase Plane menu. Now go make some custom views and welcome to Chase Plane.
Well, there we go. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if/when they get it into 2024. But well, I mean, I'll most certainly be giving it a go, I think, on 2020. I've got nothing to lose, really. So, yeah. What do we think? What are our thoughts? Any takeaways from the video? Was it what we expected/wanted it to be? It certainly looked like it was familiar. Well, it's not familiar anymore, having not used Chaseplane for years, but familiar in the essence of I remember what Chaseplane was all about and how it looked and, you know, and things. I think it's definitely going to be worth a look. I just think it's going to be interesting to see if they can get it into 2024. I hope there's not like loads of people buying it, expecting it just to work in 2024 and then suddenly be disappointed. But I think it looks pretty strong. I'm looking forward to it. Cinematic mode will be nice to have again. Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt. Yeah, I have missed cinematic mode. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. Is it needed? Well, I mean, yeah, I think like this is the thing. Back in P3D days, a lot of people, you know, well, it was needed. We had another alternative called Easy Dock, but that was pretty rubbish. And Chaseplane just blew that out the water. So Chaseplane was absolutely fundamental back in P3D days. I remember like one day there was like an outage or something happened and Chaseplane wasn't working for a day and I refused to fly in the sim because I just couldn't fly without Chaseplane. But I don't know if I mean, I feel like we're all so used to the default system in MSFS now, and we've all just grown accustomed to it, that I don't necessarily know if Chaseplane is therefore needed. Is it a welcome introduction, and is it something that a lot of people will like be excited about? Oh, absolutely. But yeah, I think it's different from back in P3D days where it was literally like an absolute necessity. It was like, number one add-on, what do you get? Chaseplane, you know. I'm sure the team will be working on Chaseplane for 2024 when it's released for 2020. Yeah, I hope so. Croissant Maze here. Hello, how you doing? Good to see you. I was never around during the OG Chaseplane, but with the tower view and the flyby, I'm assuming not a ridiculous... Yeah, I'm not too sure what the price or anything will be of it. We'll have to see. Hopefully it will be well marketed in that regard. For sure. But it's good to see it, and it's good to see it, you know, back in its kind of like familiar format. But it looks like they've made relevant improvements to it for, you know, how many years later since it first launched. It is David. Hello, matey. Thank you. 86 months. Hello, hello. You did find a button, and it's a very lovely button to have pressed. Thank you so much, mate, for keeping on going for a tier 1. And for such a long time. 86 months. That means the world. That really does. Thank you. Cheers, David. Thank you, mate. $50 for P3D? God, I don't think they could charge that for it now. I'm so glad we're beyond those days. I really am. Ah, Bono's here. Hello. Bono, is there weather yet in South Africa? Just back from America via Amsterdam. Flew to Amsterdam and from Amsterdam to Glasgow. Oh, nice. They taxi with their engines at 40% the whole taxi. Oh, yeah. KLM pilots are maniacs when it comes to taxiing. Especially if they're on the Embraer fleet. I've got a friend who was taxiing at Amsterdam. He's based at Amsterdam, and he was taxiing at Amsterdam. And they were pretty speedy. They were flying in an Airbus. Well, they were taxiing in an Airbus. And they were pretty speedy. They were going at about 25 knots ground speed, which, you know, is only about 5 knots or so below the maximum that you can do, or should do. And a KLM Embraer just went straight past them on the adjacent taxiway. I think they were doing, you know, the taxi down 18 Centre where there's Delta and Charlie taxiway, and ATC had just given them both an adjacent taxiway. So yeah, KLM pilots don't mess around. They're like the European Southwest pilots of taxiing. Lithuanian Navy Geek on TikTok. Thanks for the follow. Thank you. They're absolute cowboys, yep. We still didn't pay the Nigerian prince. God damn it. Of all the days that I choose to fly in South Africa in the sim as well. I wonder if airlines get some sort of fines for taxiing fast. I've got no idea how it worked, but, well, yeah, KLM, especially the Embraer pilots, didn't give a damn. Yeah, only if they get caught by speeding cameras. That's got to be Ryanair, especially the late night last sector. I remember when I used to fly with Ryanair back in the day, when I was going to Oslo a lot, and one time we landed on 2-2 at Stansted, and I swear we Tokyo drifted off of one of the high-speed exits. Like, I swear the reversers were still out at 60 knots odd still as we came off the high-speed exit. And I was like, oh my god, proper Tokyo drift. Sieska's like, not a lie. I was on the 738 and I was not complaining. Yeah. I've flown with KLM once on the 73. Did Heathrow Amsterdam and back last year for Flight Sim weekend. They did a good job. Surely the Ops Rangers will catch them and send a finder to... Yeah, well. Evidently not, Croissant Bay. Evidently not, mate. Yeah. 2 seconds. Chat. So, we have got about 25 or so, 25 minutes and 170 miles until top of descent. So we've still got a little bit to go. We'll go and start prepping stuff for the approach soon. The thing that we're going to find difficult is putting in the weather information. I think what I will do is I will literally just give myself like a 5-knot tailwind in here and then go with the QNH that one of you folks say. And we'll hope that that's going to work. Hope that that's going to work. I'm sure it'll be fine. In terms of scheduling, I'm not too sure what's going on this week, chat. There was a chance that I was going to be doing a Wednesday stream tomorrow instead of a Friday stream, because there was the potential that I was going to be heading out on Friday evening. However, Becca, bless her, has texted me to say that she thinks she's falling down with something. She thinks she's ill. So I don't think, if that is the case, I don't think we'll be going out anywhere on Friday. So I'm not too sure yet what plans are for streaming this week. I know for a fact there'll be a stream on Thursday, but there might be a stream tomorrow. There might not be. There might be a stream on Friday and there might not be. I'm sorry to kind of have it like in the balance like that and not 100% sure right now, but it just depends on a couple of things. So I will obviously update you all on Discord as soon as I know. But yeah. Is this the MSFS beta? Yeah, I'm on Sim Update 1 beta. Yeah, I am indeed. Still no weather receiving? Ah, it's fine. It's part of the fun of it. We have got winds like in the cruise and stuff. And we've got clouds and things. So live weather is working in the sim. We're just going to have to put in some false data on the approach page in the CDU, aren't we? What do you mean you used to fly with Ryanair? I've not really flown on a route that had Ryanair as an option for years. I used to fly to Oslo Torp. Because it was the closest airport to where my ex-girlfriend lived at the time in Norway, and Ryanair was always the cheaper option over Norwegian. So I used to fly with Ryanair for that. I remember once my first ever flight with Ryanair, Stansted to Oslo Torp, I was 50% of the load factor. I was one of 2 passengers. I've never been on a flight like it before. A whole Boeing 737-8, and there were only 2 of us on board. That was it. Very, very, very weird. What was even weirder is that the cabin crew made us sit next to each other. But yeah, there we are. I'm sure it was for load and balance purposes, but you know. Yeah, so that was a thing. But yeah, since then, all the flights that I've done, I don't think there's ever been a situation where it's been worth it for me to fly Ryanair. Like, either Ryanair don't do the route that I'm doing, or if they did, the cost offset wouldn't be worth it for the difference in driving. So, like, for me, you know, like, if I'm going to fly Ryanair or something, I'd have to go to Stansted, which is a faff of a drive, whilst, you know, EasyJet and stuff out of Bristol. Oh, Ryanair do Bristol, but I don't think they did the same route. So, yeah. Yeah, you'll have to jump. Should have paid for your seat. I don't even remember. I mean, this was like 2013, 2014. So, you know, this is quite a while ago now. Every time you try to load into a LaGuardia in the beta, you get stuck on the load? Oh, interesting. Not seen other reports of that, Dean. Yeah, Simon, if that's the Delta CRJ, yeah, I've heard all about it, mate. Do you live at Bristol? No, I live about an hour away. I live in Oxford. So I'm quite nicely located because it's about an hour to Bristol Airport in one direction and then an hour or so to Heathrow Airport in another direction. So, yeah. Bristol Airport is infuriating. Oh, it's a lovely little ski slope. Lovely little ski slope. Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Simon. You're 2.5 hours from Bristol and 4 hours from London. Yeah. Sometimes feels like I'm 4 hours when I've had to go to Gatwick and stuff before. But yeah. I don't know when my next flight will be. Unfortunately, I won't be going to FS weekend this year, which is a shame, but hopefully I'll be back there next year. There's still a chance that I might be going to Flight Sim Expo, but I don't think I'll be working there this year. I think if I was going to go to Expo, I'd be going there as just a general member of the public. So I don't quite know about that yet. Doing your first A380 in May, nice. If I get the opportunity, I'd like to do the A380 to Boston. Durka was talking about FS weekend. Sounds like a good group is heading over. Yeah, I've not had anybody. I've had the organisers about FS weekend reach out to me, but I've not got any friends or anything or anybody I know in the community who's reached out about FS weekend. So yeah. And I'm kind of I've got to be concentrating on the house move and stuff really. So yeah. I've not really had anybody reach out to me. I mean, a couple of the Simfest boys chatted about it, but I don't think any of them are going. So yeah. Apparently your name is listed as a partner. That's why he thought you're going. Yeah. I mean, things changed for me. Like, I was originally going and then I wasn't quite sure. Like, well, I can't really speak about a lot of it, but yeah. So I was hoping to be going. Like last year, I was working with FS Weekend and did some like particular like promotion stuff with them, and so was out there, you know, because they helped me to get out there for the event, you know, because I was working some stuff for it, and promoted it officially. This year wasn't the case, with that. So, you know, like there were still potentials, and I still was, you know, planning to go and planning to promote it, in good fashion. But the only reason why that's changed is because, as you folks know, Becca's moving house next week on March the 1st, and I'm obviously going to be spending more time there and helping with the house move and stuff like that, and so financially, I've got more of a commitment there. So I kind of had to realign a few priorities. So taking that next step in my relationship with Becca kind of had more of a precedence over a weekend in the Netherlands, unfortunately. Right, I need to get some stuff ready for the arrival. Keith, hello, how you doing? You live in Johannesburg. Amazing. So I had all the intentions of going to FS weekend, but that kind of changed, as I say, when me and Becca signed on the new house and stuff. Yeah, where's the weather reporter? What's going on? I want to see what they're actually using for landing. That's an interesting taxi out. This taxiway must be shut. Right, so it looks like they're using the 03s at Joburg then, so we're going to expect a 03 right landing. So we're coming in via Nibex. So it's going to be a Nibex. Can I make this thing larger? She said. A Nibex 1 Bravo. Arrival to Juliet Sierra 015. Good. And then we're going to do an ILS, I don't know, whiskey? What's the difference between that and the X-ray? I've not got a clue. We'll say the ILS whiskey 03 right. Oh, actually, there's an ILS Zulu, so it's surely got to be that normally. So ILS Zulu 03 right. Bless you, Mama Chu. And then we've got, there's the international terminal. Where is the domestic? Oh, the domestic terminal was on there as well. Domestic terminals there, those Charlie stands. Okay, cool. Right, so again, it was a Nibex 1 Bravo, ILS Zulu 03 right. They were on the 03s before, cool. QNH is QNH 1015. What's the temperature? Bum, 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 bum. So ILS Zulu 03 right. Nibex 1 Bravo. Down in Africa. Okay. 18. Right, I'll put that in a second then. For those of you wondering what's going on, we've got an interesting situation at the moment. Currently, at this moment, there is a ransomware attack for all the weather services in South Africa. Yes, you heard me correct. And apparently it's not the first time either. So at this exact moment in time, even though we've got live weather working in the sim, we've not actually got any meta reports or anything coming through in the sim because it's out in the real world as well. So we're having an interesting time because we're basically guessing what the weather is like for the approach and stuff. Luckily, we've got some on-field airport weather reporters in chat who are very kindly kind of telling us what we think it's going to be. Whoops. I might, yeah, tell you what, I'm just going to put in a 5-knot tailwind for that, just to play it safe. So we're going to go with 18 degrees centigrade and a QNH of 1015 to start off with. And then the minima is 5710, of course, with the elevation here being ridiculous. We've got to keep that in mind. Is there a way to get 250 earlier than... Because I don't really want to... Actually, no, I think maybe on the arrival they might slow you down earlier. Is that the case? Oh, no, maybe not. Oh, yeah, no, they do. Max 210 knots below flight level 110 there. Okay, they do. Cool. Good. So we've got 5710, and then the winds. Yeah, I think we just stick in... Oh, wrong airport, silly boy. I think we just stick in a 5-knot tailwind. I think we just put the winds 210 degrees at 5 knots. because then we're kind of covered for all bases. If it's a headwind, fine. But yeah. If there was a cyber attack, it would make sense why your dad texted me earlier to ask if your socks and sandals are okay to wear while it... Ah! Yes. So 1015 is what people are saying is on the ground. We'll hope that's right. Temperature 18, and we'll just stick in a 5-knot tailwind. Cool. Right. So the runway is 3,400 meters long. I want to get off at Echo. I almost might go auto brake medium here. Even though I know that's going to absolutely slam on the brakes. But yeah. Cool. Right. So yeah, we'll do flat, full, auto brake medium. Weather data is somewhat input. LS is there. And then we've got top of descent in about 3 minutes. Nice. So we're almost top of descent, chat. We're almost ready to go. Emmanuel, hello. Where are you flying to? We're flying to Johannesburg. As you can see, we're flying in South Africa today. We're flying Cape Town to Johannesburg for today's flight. Cool. And tower is online on 118.1. So we'll stick that on the standby. I thought Mac and people were flying with us, but there's only one other person on Vatsu now who's doing the same route as us. I probably should have kept an eye on my spacing and stuff, really. But it's a bit late now. Right, let's go then and reset FCU altitude. Let's just go down to, I don't know, flight level 150 for now. Right, are we ready then? I'm a bit ahead of you. Oh, you asked. Oh, yeah, no, I see you. GB. Oh, yeah, you're the... Yes, I see you. I can't remember what airline that was. There was another South African that departed out ahead of us, wasn't there? I think there was. Yes, right, down we go. Let's start descent a little bit early, shall we? 6 miles, that'll do. Let's go. Good. Let's do this thing. Right. There comes the descent profile. Beautiful. Down we go. It's always weird, like you go and have a real look into the details of the aircraft and you realise just how much detail's put into them. I never zoom in as much as I should do on these aircraft. Never, you know, you just look at it from this view and you don't really pay attention to it, do you? Right, down we go. Should be on the ground in about 25 or so minutes then, chat. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Part of me wants to speed up a bit for the traffic behind us. I wonder if that's a good idea. Society, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. If I put our speed at like 270 for a bit, that might help. It's going to put us low on that profile for a moment. There needs to be a flaring in the Phoenix class. Oh, it's impossible. I usually don't like to comment on these things because I'm not a real world pilot, so it's not really fair of me to. But I've got friends who fly the real aircraft who say that they absolutely cannot predict the Phoenix flare logic and really struggle with it. So if I've got friends who really struggle, who fly the real aircraft to flare the Phoenix, then I don't know how the rest of us are meant to. It's going to be fun today because we're landing in weather conditions that we don't actually know until we get there. With high elevation, so therefore a faster ground speed. With potentially some very interesting weather if the raininess that I experienced when I loaded in earlier on today is still there. And with the Phoenix with the flare logic that's interesting. So yeah, it could be an interesting landing, this one. Sure. I love how I've just wasted fuel by speeding up to 270 knots just for a bit of extra spacing. And then we've got like NIBEX speed restriction at 250 knots in like 30 miles. Not exactly a useful resource of fuel. We got 10 miles in trail. Okay, Yoda, cool. That's fine. As long as you're aware, then we should be good, mate. I've just sped up to 270 until NIBEX for now, just to give it a little bit of extra. But as long as you've got me on TCAS and you're good, then we should be fine. But yeah, Trader, I agree. I really struggle flaring the Phoenix. And it's honestly one of the reasons why I don't fly it as much as I kind of used to, I think, really. Because I just really struggle with the flare in it. Does anybody know if replays work well in it? I also love how we're slightly off, like, we're banking at the moment. It's interesting. Ah, there we go. Now it's correcting itself, I think. Sounds like FS Labs time? Absolutely not. Weirdly enough, just flare logic isn't enough to convince me to get the FS Labs. Absolutely not. I've moved more to flying the PMDG aircraft because I'm finding it much easier to fly. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love the Phoenix and I'm still very good friends with some of the development team at Phoenix, and the product itself and what it's done for the sim is absolutely spectacular. I just can't do the flare. I just really struggle with the predictability of the flare in it. So we got to remember with the elevation being about 5,500 feet that obviously, you know, even though we're at 28,000 feet, really we've only got 23,000 feet to descend. Those kind of things. But, yeah. Struggling with performance in the Phoenix recently at 20. Oh, really? Yeah, mine's been alright. I'm getting some weird, like, stutter things, but that was just at the airport. It's been alright since we've been airborne. The best days of my life. Might be just because the PMDG is so smooth. The PMDG 737 is just a complete butter machine. It really is. It's just a butter machine. Right, I want to make sure that we're on speed and everything, so I'm just going to make sure descent profile's in good stead. So we want to be 8,000 feet at 7.8 DME out. What is that, though? It's going to be there, isn't it? Yeah, that's an at restriction. Okay, good. Cool. It looks like it should have us fine then, with the speeds and everything. If you don't land the 737, you just let it rest. Yeah, the PMDG 73 in comparison to a lot of other aircraft is just A grease machine. You had winds 190 degrees at 3 on touchdown. Thank you, Mac. How did the QNH work? 1015. Did that work for you? Unless you're Ryanair. Right, there's a 1015 seems accurate enough. Lovely, good. Right, we'll go with that then. I don't even know what the transition level is. Transition altitude is 8,000, so we'll call it 9. Cool. Right, should we do a prediction soon? We probably should. We've got about 15 minutes to landing. We've got time for one more song, I think. Let's use a bit of speed brake. One more song, and then we'll get a prediction going. Ready for the approach. So, I'm going to put this all the way down to 8,000 then. And then we'll set QNH 1015. Good. Thank you all for tuning in, by the way, folks. Sorry if the energy on today's stream's been, I don't know, lacking. I hope it's not. But sorry if it has been a little bit of a chill stream. More so than normal. I hope it's still been enjoyable all the same. I appreciate you all for tuning in and keeping me company. These views look absolutely gorgeous. Look at that down there. Wow. I really love flying around Africa in the sim. It's just stunning. Look at that. Beautiful. Showing us high on the profile again. Which is especially interesting when it wants us to be 210 knots there. I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. Thank you, Mama Chewy. Cargo box replacement. That's quite cool. I did not know that was even a thing you could do. Thank you, Craig. Right, what's the temperature? It's 11 degrees centigrade. Okay, so I don't need the anti-ice. I will put the seatbelt signs on, though. Bit of Yorkshire tea. I love that, Sean. Right, let's go and get a prediction going. This should be an interesting prediction. Good luck predicting this one, everyone. Will Chewy land heavier than 250 feet per minute? I'll just do a 5-minute prediction, so get your predictions in nice and early. What do we reckon then, chat? What do we think? I'm a little bit concerned with where we are on this profile right now. We've got 20 miles to descend about 9,000 feet. That doesn't seem great. I'm going in open descent, chucking out the speed brake. I'm actually going to have to go flat 1 here as well because of the speed restriction. Right, I did say I was going to turn off the music as well, and I also need to start concentrating now, so as much as the Smith's amazing, I will turn that off. I will say yes because it's the Phoenix, not because of your landings. Okay, fair. So we've got 32 miles to run with about 15,000 feet. That's about right, I think, actually. 30 miles at sorry, no, at 10,000 feet. The airport elevation is 15,500. So yeah, 30 miles with 10,000 feet to go is about spot on for the profile. And we flapped one very early, but yeah, I think I'm going to need to keep the Geneva lever out though, because I don't want to get too high on that profile. And we've also got the fact we need to slow down as well. So yeah, get your predictions in now for the landing. What do we reckon? These views, look at this. This is gorgeous. I told you the weather around here was a bit interesting as well, so this could be spicy. Right, 25 miles through about 8,000 feet. I'm going to keep the speed brake out, you know. Still 1015 on the runway, thank you. Till I can see that glide slope. Oh, actually, no, it looks like we might be alright now. Maybe we don't need it. There's the localizer. So even though I've not got the glide slope yet, I'll arm the full approach. This Airbus is clever. See, it's still, now it's saying it's going to get high again. So speed brake back out. Lock star. Oh, beautiful views. Where is the glide slope? And what is the go around altitude? It is 8,000. Good, we've got set. Cool, so 19 miles to run. So we're absolutely fine on the speed currently. Yeah, the clouds look very unhappy. I told you the weather was going to be interesting. That looks gorgeous. Look at that. Wow. Come on, where's this pesky glide slope? I guess we are still 17 miles out. Not much wind. It's 13 knots across at the moment. But it's not bad. Aha! There is the glide slope. So I tell you what, we'll chill out the descent rate a bit, and that will give us a good opportunity to slow down before glide slope intercept. And then I'm going to switch to tower. I'd quite like to take flap 2 with glide slope if possible. There's glide slope star. So if we can aim for 190 and it'll get it, great. That's the cabin. Thank you. I'm not turning up the volume, but there we go.
The cabin is now secure for landing.
Thank you. Very good. Alright, let's switch to tower. We're on tower. Johannesburg Tower, good evening, Springbok 316, 11.5 miles, ILS 3 right. Flaps 2.
Springbok 316 Tower, good evening, runway 03 right clear to land, surface winds variable, left, turn 5.
Clear to land, 03 right, Springbok 316, thanks. Cool, lovely. Right, so we're clear to land, 10 miles. Going altitude is set, localizer and glide slope are captured. And we're just praying to God that we've got the correct altimeter setting. This is gorgeous, love it. Right, let's pause the alerts. Hopefully everybody got their predictions in for the landing. Here we go then. So we'll go 180 to 6 and then 160 to 4. And I will make sure that approach mode is activated, which it is.
2,500.
Absolutely stunning. And very interesting weather. Right, speed 160. Let's go. Gear down. Flaps 3. Hey, J-Rob, thank you very much for 34 months. Hello, hello. Thank you very much. I will grab that one after the landing. Thank you, bud. Finley's here on TikTok. What's the flight? We are flying from Cape Town to Johannesburg. But it's a very interesting flight because in real life there's a real world ransomware attack on weather services in South Africa. So we don't actually know what the QNH is or anything. So it's going to be an interesting one. Right, 4 miles, back to managed speed, flaps full. And moving iffy, what add-ons? Are we using the Fenix A320 for the aircraft? And the scenery that we're just about to land into is the Builds Premium Johannesburg scenery for MSFS 2024. The weather is far worse in person. Looks fun though. Right, so all the lights are on, auto rate medium, we've got the go-around altitude set, flat full landing no blue on the ECAM memo, we're clear to land, and we are visual. Now we've just got to make sure we don't stuff it into the runway. No, I'm on default, weather donkey. What happened to the Delta plane? Don't know, mate, I'm not an air traffic investigator. Don't know, I've seen the video, but I don't know any more than that. Right, here we go, wish me luck. We have got a 2-knot tailwind at the moment.
North Tampa Tower, how you doing? Car 102 is 03 right.
Separate 102. Tower, hello, I'm doing great. Runway 03 right, continue approach, surface winds light and variable.
03 right, continue, cargo 102.
I'm glad I put in a 5-knot tailwind on the approach page because we're not far off it. 201 at 3 knots at the moment.
Minimum
Continue.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Oh! Spoilers. Reverse screen, decel. 70 knots, manual brakes. 60 knots, forward idle. Welcome to Johannesburg? Well, maybe we should never know what the QNH or anything is. Maybe that's the key.
Springbok 316, warm welcome to Johannesburg. Keep it rolling on Echo, and do you have a bay number in mind?
Anywhere on the domestic apron, and we're keeping it rolling on Echo for Springbok 316.
Springbok 316, right, we expect bay Charlie 6. You can taxi via Echo Kilo Lima, hold short, runway 03 left.
Echo Kilo Lima, hold short 03 left, and we'll expect Charlie 6, Springbok 316, thanks. So, Echo.
102, runway 03 right, clear to land.
Let's clean things up and make sure we don't get lost. Well, yes. I don't really know what to say to that. So Echo, Kilo, and then Lima. Cool. So we need to make the left at Kilo when we get there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome down to Johannesburg. That was buttery. If you're a sub and you've got the chewy butter emote, I don't think there's been a more appropriate time to ever use that emote, quite frankly. I don't think there has ever been a more appropriate time to use that emote, if I do say so myself. Right, we'll take away some of the lights. So this isn't Kilo. Kilo is there. Good. Right, we know where we are. So Yoda's on a 3-mile final behind us. We might be able to see them land. Oh, I can just see them coming into view. There they are. Well, yes, there we go. J-Rob, I'm going to say that one was for you. Thank you for the 34-month sub, mate. That's very kind of you, my dude. Thank you very much. There we go. Right as we were on final approach, dropping 34 whole months. Thank you, my dude. I know, right? Maybe that's what I need to do, Mac. I need to make... Oh, shit. I need to make loads of excuses about my landings. Hey! Oh, and there we go! In your home city as well. That was definitely for you then, J-Rob. Definitely for you. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do all the time. I need to just make loads of excuses about how shoddy my landing is going to be. Yeah. Beautiful. I wish I could do them like that every time, chat. Honestly, I feel like in the Phoenix, it's just luck. Like, at 20 feet, I thought I was absolutely careering into the runway. When I idled the throttles and flared, I literally... There he is. There's Yoda, just touching down. I genuinely thought I was about to career into the runway, and it was going to be like a minus 400.
Traffic 102, warm welcome to Johannesburg. Continue left onto Yankee, and do you have a bay number in mind?
Alright, left Yankee, Charlie 11 for cargo 102.
Roger, expect bay Charlie 11, you can taxi.
So it's just going to be straight across on Lima and then Charlie
Lima,
6. Cool, that makes life
Yankee,
easy.
Echo, Kilo, Lima, hold short 03 left. Traffic 102.
I'm waiting for the day our METAR's return. It was weird because there was a METAR working earlier on today. As I say, but yeah, there we go. Johannesburg runway conditions downgraded due to FAOR due to butter on the runway. Yeah, there's some grease left over that might need clearing up. What was the landing rate? We'll find out when we park up, mate. Well, that was a lovely welcome in to Johannesburg. Now we've been told to hold short. So
Lima 216, cross runway 03 left at Lima, you can taxi to the bay via Lima.
Beautiful, thank you very much. We'll cross 3 left at Lima and continue to the bay via Lima. I appreciate you logging on for Springbok 316. Chat, can we get some... I love that, Sims, for all the local ATC here. They honestly never fail. I don't remember the last time I flew in South Africa and didn't have ATC. So appreciate the control that we got heading out of Cape Town and then a bit of tower into Johannesburg as well. And a big thanks to Yoda and Mac and anybody else who's flown along today as well. So thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for providing a good bit of ATC as well. I say it all the time, but it makes all the difference. It really does. It really does. But yeah, so this is, if you've not been here before, this is INI build scenery for Johannesburg, and this is actually now like officially 2024 compatible. So it's premium 2024 scenery, specifically designed to work in MSFS 2024. So I don't think it requires an extra purchase or anything like that. So if you already own this scenery in MSFS 2020, hopefully you can just get the 2024 installed.
You maybe take Charlie 7 instead. The bay that you picked is for like little regional jets, so I don't know if 737 will fit there.
Yeah, we can do Charlie 7, Sapper 102.
I think that is a Mac waiting there up ahead of us in his... I don't know if I've ever flown with that livery. Lift. I can't remember if I have. But we'll be parking just to the right of Mac. What's the streaming plan for the coming days? That's a very bloody good question. So normally I would not be streaming on a Wednesday because I have badminton training, and I would be streaming Thursday, Friday. However, there is the potential that I got an event well, I'm going out with Becca on Friday evening. So I was going to stream on Wednesday evening instead. So I would do, you know, Monday stream yesterday, Tuesday today, Wednesday stream tomorrow, and then Thursday stream on Thursday, and then be out on Friday. However, poor Becca's ill and isn't feeling very well, and so I've got absolutely no idea how she's going to be feeling and whether we're going to bother going to this thing on Friday. If we aren't going to go to this thing on Friday, then I won't stream tomorrow, and I will stream on Friday instead, if that makes sense. So I'll be totally honest with you, I actually don't know right now. No, I hate not knowing. You guys know me. I like to be organised and like to know things in advance, but obviously with Becca being a bit ill. Oh, talk of the devil. I thought you were fast asleep. You didn't respond to my text, so I thought you'd be fast asleep right now. Hello there. Right, APU bleed is available. And there's engine shutdown. Becca, are we going away on Friday? I don't think any plans have been made yet, and obviously you're not feeling very well, so I'm guessing are we kind of sacking it off? Right, there we go. Welcome down. Lovely. Beacon light off, seatbelt sign off. And it should automatically do deboarding for us. Lovely jubbly. There's the external power. I forgot to do a replay. Damn it! I should have activated the replay software, because then we could have watched that back. How much of a butter landing that was? I forgot.
Traffic 102 for 503 left at Lima.
Potential for the 350? Yeah, I don't have the 350 or anything at the moment, so I'm certainly not planning for anything this week with it. Oh, really, J-Rob? Yeah, pop them in the chat, mate. Pop them in the chat. Absolutely, buddy. A message, friends, to see if they're still free. No, hopefully no by tomorrow. I don't think we can sack it off. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I don't want to book it and then you be ill. Still, that's my worry. Right, shall we go and have a look at it then? Let's go and review the flight. So, there we are. Flight complete from Cape Town to Joburg. So a nice easy departure out of Cape Town, straight out on runway heading. It was very windy on departure. And then we were given a left-hand turn direct on course to was it Tefan? I can't remember what the name of the waypoint was. And then en route, straight line all the way across. And then a nice easy approach into 03 right for Joburg. Always good fun landing here. In terms of the landing itself, just past the main markers, but absolutely smack bang on the touchdown line where we want it, or the middle marker line, that's where we want to be. We were easily off at Echo as well, and the landing rate was a... Oh. Sorry? Sorry? A 319? Huh? I swear Valanta has got that wrong. That was... that felt like an absolutely buttery landing. A 319. What? It was, yeah, it was the Q&H. Blame the Q&H. That's what it was. It was the Q&H's fault. Yeah. Well, I mean, what can I do? You all saw it. You all were live witnesses. That looked like an absolute butter. But according to Valanza, it's a 319, so I've got to go with what this states. I'm sorry to say. Wow. Colour me absolutely gobsmacked. Right, man. Well, it's a bit of luck, actually, in a way, because 10 people and 64% of the votes went on me landing heavier than 250 FPM. So, actually, it's only 5 people who are gonna not do well with the prediction in the end. But the prediction answer is yes. There we are. Goodness. Well, there we go. This is why landing rate isn't everything. No, it's just we only do it for a bit of fun with channel points, just because it's nice to do. You folks know me. It was a nice landing. It was smack bang in the touchdown zone, right on the center line. We vacated via Echo, exactly what we wanted to do. So it was, like the landing was great. We just like to look at the touchdown rate for a bit of fun with the predictions with chat. I couldn't give a damn what my landing rate is. You guys know that, but it's just a bit of fun for something to do with the prediction for the landings. To try and keep you all engaged, because I know I'm getting old and I'm boring. So there we go. Right, let me go and accept these friend requests, and then we will go and finish up for the night. What's the highest it can be? Oh, when I've had like a thing where the aircraft has crashed, I think I've had a land, like it came upon Valanche of like a landing rate of minus 27,000. So yeah. Anyway, oh look at that! I love that. 3 different aircraft, 3 different liveries, a Lift, a Fly Sapphire, and a South African Airways. That's very nice. I don't know which one is my favourite actually, but that looks quite cool. So yeah, again, quick shout out to the scenery. Big thanks to the team at Builds for this one. Joburg is such a cool airport, and the fact that we've got a really good rendition of it, both available in 2020 and 2024, is amazing. So if you haven't, for whatever reason, picked up this scenery already, please go and do so, because it's bloody brilliant. So yeah, the stunning Builds Joburg scenery, which is natively compatible with both 2024 and 2020 now with the premium edition available. So there we go. Cool. Right. I am going to finish up there, my friends. I am going to go and take a shower, and then I'm going to go and head to bed. I don't know what I'm going to watch tonight on TV. I was going to try and find like a good Netflix documentary or something tonight. So I think I'll have a shower and try and find a good documentary or something to watch. But yeah. Right. Well, I might see you tomorrow. I might not. Be on the lookout for a ping on Discord, and I will let you know as soon as I know. Yeah, at the moment, I don't know if there will be a stream tomorrow. Assume that there won't be, and then if there is, I will let you know on Discord. I think that's the easiest way. Oh. Yes. Yes. I think... Okay. Great. That's how I feel sometimes too. Yeah, so assume that there will be some, like, if there is assume that there won't be a stream tomorrow, and if there is, I will let you know. All right, so yes. I've not had an email about it. Good point, though. I will text somebody and ask. Right, okie coke. No worries, Yoda. It's great. I love it. Brilliant. Right, I will see you all tomorrow then, friends. Folks, whether you're tuning in on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, I appreciate you all very much. I hope you enjoyed the stream today. We will see you again soon. All right, folks, have a great rest of your Tuesday. Good night. Happy landing.